Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's session of Beyond Forgotten Realms here in the MindTour Gaming stream. We'll have some fun tonight telling a collective story with our adventurers here. But I have good news and I have some bad news to share with everyone. What should we start with, guys? The good or the bad?
The bad first.
Bad first.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the player of Alokian is no longer going to be able to join us on Monday nights. So Alokian will have going. Alokian will still be here for at least a moment. But Joey's no longer going to be here on Mondays. But the good news is, starting this Friday, we have a new game that we'll be streaming and putting up on YouTube as well. It is called Tales of the Fallen Star. Tales of the Sea of the Falling Star, which Alokian's player will be there on Friday nights now. So he's shifting over, and you might see some, new game. You might see some old faces, but definitely possibly some new faces that are going to be joining us here on the MindTour Gaming stream. So keep an eye out on that. But otherwise, I think we'll go ahead and set the scene for where our players and our adventurers currently are in the story and what's transpired so far. The huntsman had followed and tracked down a group of orcs that attacked the settlement of Monk's Blade within the territory of Cormyr, within Toril. These orcs were a little bit different than a normal orc. Their skin was still green, but had a grayish tinge to it. Their bodies were more lithe and lanky. Even some of them mutated slightly, where parts of their face or body were different, bulging muscles on one side and the other slim and slender. Even though their strange look did not keep them from being deadly like the normal orc would be, but these orcs took to the shadows and darkness, using their skills with hiding and stealth to actually cause mayhem within Monk's Blade. A thick fog surrounded Monk's Blade as well as the vast swamp nearby. In that morning, the orcs came, took and killed the denizens of Monk's Blade, some of them, and fled back into the vast swamp. Afterwards, the huntsmen were hired by Monk's Blade to track them down, save anyone they could, and try to figure out what is going on and why they did this. Why were they raided? Normally orcs just raid for food, show power, many other different reasons behind it. But this was different, as some of them even rode in on the backs of giant bats. The huntsmen were able to track them down to this massive, gnarled-looking tree, towering into the sky. Many of its branches old and decayed, and much of the base of the tree and the trunk was petrified and still and stuck in time. A ritual was done as the villagers, one by one, were sacrificed before this tree. Though the huntsmen were able to step in and stop 3 of the individuals from being slaughtered, but unfortunately 4 had already died. The group then fought through the orcs and into the main part of this ritual, where 3 other orcs, the leaders it seemed of this small band, and slayed them as well. The last one creating a sphere of darkness that only it could see through. But even with that advantage, it still died and perished to the hands of the huntsman. Afterward, the blood that laid upon the ground before this tree was absorbed by the tree, and as it was, a cave, an opening into the earth, opened up, releasing darkness, a thick fog and smoke that's black and inky, rising into the sky and spinning around the tree. Tentacles then came forth, made of this strange smoke, shadow, grabbing the dead and also the living of what it could, and pulling them down into this hole that's beneath the tree now. Afterward, the group rushed in. Leading the pack was a Lokian, deciding that no one else needed to suffer and the dead should not suffer even after their life. Tried to rush in and save them. But within the cavern, it opened up to a massive chasm of darkness and that thick smoke all across the ground. They then came across a roper that began to drag them one by one towards the edge of this massive cliff that just went down to the shadows and darkness below. It was almost able to escape with a Lokian before they finally slew it. Also, more tentacles of shadow and darkness was being created, as there was something else out there in the chasm that they could not see, that was beyond their vision because sight in this place was stifled. They couldn't see very far, even with the light of a torch or the dark vision of a Lokian. And unfortunately, they decided to retreat and then head back to Monk's Blade with what they've done so far and found out. After the rest of the day's travel, finally the group rested. And for that evening, as he normally would, Keth took the watch, as Keth did not need to sleep. The orc sat up against the tree nearby, watching over his companions as they began to settle. Kaz going through some of his trance as the group settled down, began to bed down for the night. And then something began to pull over Keth. Something called to him, something deep inside his subconscious mind as he was thinking about the day, thinking about what was going on, thinking about what he had planned to do, what lied within the vast swamp for him to enact his vengeance. That sense hunt, sense to kill, began to rise up within Keth. He stood and walked to the edge of the mound that they were currently on, looking over out into the vast swamp as the light of the full moon shined across the water, and the companions began to change. Sounds of bones popping, his arms elongating, his already broad shoulders breaking and moving, his legs shifting, his knees breaking backwards. As it did, Kaz stood up and moved over to check on Keth. There was a sense of danger that began to overwhelm Kaz as he reached out to touch him, but then recoiled. Keth turned around to look at Kaz, and these glowing yellow eyes, shining from the light of the moon, stared. And he can feel the predator within just growing inside of Keth. They talked for a moment before Keth began to bound and leap to the water, saying that he cared. So, as long black hair begin to grow, push its way through Keth's skin, across his body. A long, slender tail, smooth and slick, except at the end where there was a black tuft of fur whipped around. From the back of his head, a gray streak of fur also protruding. And then around his face was a red mane, crimson, elongated canines and teeth, his maw pushed forward as whatever Keth was changing into leaped further to the vast swamp, leaving Kaz at the edge of the water, watching. So that's where we'll begin tonight's session. Kaz, as Alokian and Belkin currently sleep nearby upon their bedrolls, what do you do?
What's in the Nine Hells? Keth, what are you? Should I even wake the others?
Tomoe flies over, lands on your shoulder, sensing your emotions. With intent, she's looking out over the horizon, direction that Keth, or whatever he is now, bounded out.
Oh boy. My friend, can you keep an eye on him?
A slow bow, she then takes off, fluttering into the air, heading in the direction that Keth went. Go ahead and roll me a perception check for her as she begins to head in that direction.
Perception is +3. There we go. That is a 20 total.
Okay. As she flutters out, you feel a sense of confirmation come from her as she's watching, as she's giving you the confirmation that she can and is following him. Just
All right.
her form kind of disappears within the darkness as she glides through the sky. The sounds of splashing as Keth's form, or whatever he is currently, sort of just disappears as the echoes finally just dull to nothing. The ripples of the water breaking that calm across the swamp.
And how far into my watch is this?
This is probably about 2 hours.
I'm going to, right now, just trust that Tomoe can keep an eye out.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a seat by the fire and just wait.
Okay.
To see if he goes too far, whether or not he's coming back, whether or not he gets into any trouble. I'm just going to wait on word for Tomoe for now.
Right. You wait about 20 minutes or so. You still feel that connection with Tomoe that she's following. You feel a sense of like adrenaline as she's probably pushing herself more than she normally would to keep up. And then all of a sudden, that feeling stops. Your connection with her ceases.
As she's gone too far?
Too far.
Okay, that's fine. I trust that she'll return if within range, if anything is needed. I don't want to wake the others right now. So I'm just going to wait it out. until the 4-hour mark, and then I'll wake them and go into my trance.
All right. You wait for maybe an hour, 2 hours, and the time for your first shift comes and goes. Tomoe's connection never returns,
Okay.
and neither does any sight of Keth.
All right. I will go and I'll wake up Belkin.
Okay.
Belkin,
Mm.
arise, my friend.
Mm.
I need to enter my moment of stasis, but 4 hours have passed. There has been a development.
What is this time?
Well, it's sort of hard to explain. So Keth is not here,
Okay.
nor is Keth right now.
Mm.
I saw him transfigure. His body shifted, morphed into something bestial, and then took off. Tomoe is keeping an eye out, following him. I figured
Wh-
if we're to do anything about it, we'd best do it on a good night's rest.
Mm.
And if this transfiguration is normal, and it ends, then Keth will return with Tomoe's aid. If it is not normal, and he needs to be stopped, then in our current unrested state, we would not fare well.
Mm.
What say you? What are your thoughts?
Do I have to keep an eye out for a bear, a goat, deer?
Something almost wolf-like in nature.
Uh,
Quite
try
large.
not. I'll try not to be another V hand that got taken away by a wolf.
Yes.
Don't.
Do make
Yeah.
some sort of noise, I suppose,
Mm.
if you do happen to see something. Whether it's a shrill shrieking or just a hey, either
Yeah.
is fine, I'm sure.
Mm.
All right. Take your watch. Feel free to wake up Loki in a couple of hours, I suppose.
I'll do that.
All right. I'll head up. I'll head toward a tree that's nearby. Climb up to a nearby branch. Probably like 6 to 12 feet off the ground, if possible. And just like use the branch to like lean back against the trunk and enter my stasis there.
There are a number of large, gnarled-looking, twisted trees that grow out of the vast swamp, so you find something
Perfect.
good enough with vinage and whatever you need to make a decent perch within the tree.
Perfect.
Keth,
Yes.
as you sat there during your watch, you felt that feeling overcoming you. You felt the need to hunt once again, as you did the night before, but this night stronger than you ever felt. In your subconscious mind, as you prayed to whatever that entity is, and asked why, what, who. Your questions filling your mind. Those large yellow eyes peering through the darkness of your subconscious, focusing on you. And you felt, then they disappeared. Then a hand, that you thought was a hand, a clawed hand, grabbing you by your shoulder in your own mind, pulling you back into a darkness that you've never felt before, beyond what you've seen this day. Similar feeling of something stalking a predator that was not seen just hours before. It pulled you back and then stepped forward. And what you saw was a large, 12-foot tall entity, black fur, the gray mane going down its back, a mane of crimson red fur all across its face, slightly elongated maw, a mixture of... Go ahead and roll me a knowledge nature.
Nine.
Alright, so sorry about that. Apparently I have Griffin saliva. It's a little dark.
Nice.
Delicious.
Thank you, potion seller. 9. You see a bit of canine in this creature, but it's humanoid in shape. You also see a bit of ape, cat, the mane, the tail, perhaps some other creatures within its body and form, but you can't make out anything else beyond that. And as it pushes you back behind it, it says, through its canine sharp teeth, "I'll show you who I am." And then it steps forward. And as it does, it's as though you're peering through your own eyes, but restricted. Your body's moving, but not by you. You feel the fur, you feel the claws. Every sense that you have is heightened tenfold. As you, this creature, bounds through the vast swamp. About an hour passes. Hour and a half, 2. You're not quite sure, as time is strange in this foggy state that you're in. As if your mind is there, but your body is moving on its own. Up ahead, you see what looks like mounds of branches, vinage, mud, large pools of water within the center of these mud thatch looking huts, round in shape. Inside there's a couple fires still smoldering. And you also see humanoid forms, but not human. Not a normal creature you've seen before, as their bodies are more amphibious. Large bulbous necks, mouths, bulging eyes, hides and leathers covering their bodies with makeshift wooden shields and spears, as a few of these individuals are gathered around a few of these fires. You hear them croaking back and forth. But that's not what you sense the most. Inside there, you feel there's more prey beyond what your sight can see. Within these homes, within these buildings, your form goes into this village slowly, stealthily, keeping low to the ground, climbing over one of these thatch-like buildings, lunging into the center, tearing apart a number of these amphibious humanoids, tearing in through flashes of blood, flashes of flesh, consuming. You feel the blood pouring down your throat, the flesh going with it. Feel your claws carving into them. Your armor, using it as a weapon more than a defense, as the blades upon your gauntlets pierce the bodies and forms of these creatures. And then your body moves into these mounds and homes, pushing your way through what looks like the front hole of these hovels. And inside, you see a number of smaller, these humanoid creatures, amphibious, and instantly, a feeling of no, as you're looking down towards these small individuals, perhaps their mothers holding them tightly as you move into the home. You get the sense that this prey is not ready, and you step back out, leaving these individuals alive. You move about the center of this small village, pulling a few of the bodies into the swamp, as some of them are still alive. One by one, you go and check to see which ones are still living. And you only take those. The ones that are dead, you leave for dead. The ones that are alive, you drag into the nearby brush and trees, pinning them to the ground with whatever you can find, their own spears, weapons, vines, tying them up. That hunger still growing inside of you. Then you dive in, one by one. Your claws and maw begin to devour their stomachs first, eating them alive. After that hunger is sated, your body stands up and roars to the moon, to the sky, echoing across the vast swamp. You see something fly overhead, high in the sky, as your animal eyes are keen. And then finally, you hear the voice again. This is who I am. And now who you shall be. Our deal is close to done. Your family will walk once again of this world once you find those that slayed them. And then you will be mine. And shunted, once again, you could feel your body within this form slowly begin to pop, break. Bones shifting back in place, muscles loosening back as you fall to the ground, hands and knees within the mud. blood still dripping from your face. Feel that presence slowly, lingering, but pulling away. What do you do?
Keth will kind of look around at what's left of these creatures.
You see one still tied up to the nearby tree. Heavy wounds across his body, but whatever this entity was didn't get to that one yet. Wasn't able to actually consume it. But you see multiple bones, pieces of flesh left behind. Massacre.
Keth will go over to that creature and he's gonna look at it. Does he recognize it?
Recognize the creature tied to the tree?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a knowledge nature.
16.
You've seen these creatures within the vast swamp before. You know they're pretty territorial. So you tend to try to keep away from them. They don't tend to work well with others. You know them as bollywogs. They are the amphibious humanoids of swamps and forests and stuff like that. But these individuals here are within the vast swamp. So they tend to keep themselves. They don't really work with anyone outside of their own. But yeah, that's what you know about them.
Okay. He will use his claw to finish off the creature.
Okay.
Killing it.
Blood just begins to pour from its large, now open mouth.
And he kind of will look at it. Look at his hands. Probably is he covered in blood?
Oh yes.
He kind of look at himself and, what am I? And he's just gonna kind of contemplate, and he's gonna start walking back to where he thinks he came from.
Okay. Yes, you actually remember the direction you came from, especially because the moon's still in the sky. It's easy enough for you to begin to travel back, but it's been a couple hours now, so you have a bit of a trek.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start making my way back.
And the creature flying in the sky does circle, continue to glide and follow.
I'll kind of look at it. Do I recognize it?
Roll a perception check.
Let's see what it is. 8.
You don't recognize it. It is definitely a bird.
Okay.
Yep.
He's gonna kind of attempt to maybe shake it if he can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check to try to hide and move on. And Andrew, go ahead and roll me a perception check for Tomboy.
Ready? Okay, that is an 8.
I got a 12 with the disadvantage. I got a 12.
All right. You find the trees and the brush that you're in, and you quickly dive under some of it to try to hide out of the way. It circles a few times, looking around, and then finally begins to head back the direction you came from.
After I kind of lose it, I'm gonna, as I'm walking back, I'll try to find some clean-ish water if I can.
Okay.
And kind of clean myself off a little bit.
All of the water within the vast swamp is that inky, dark water, so none of it's going to be any different than any other part of it, but you may find some that has like less algae within it. So go ahead and roll me a survival check.
Okey-dokey. 6.
Okay, you think you find
sounds
some decent
natural.
water, and go ahead and begin to clean yourself off with it.
Guess the gunk is better than blood. So,
After you're done, you just get this really like rotten vegetation smell that's just kind of permeating from you.
perfect. Just what I wanted.
But the blood is gone. And you head back?
Head back.
Right. Belkin, roll me a perception check, please.
I probably get disadvantage because it's very time.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you guys don't have a fire or do you light a fire for camp tonight?
I have my lantern, but I only go a bit for 10 feet, I believe.
Yeah. It's whether or not you're going to have it on.
Yeah, I'll have one.
So still roll a perception check at disadvantage.
You got it. $11.
Are you taking your watch? Anything in particular you're doing beyond just keeping an eye out?
No, I do have my crossbow drawn though.
Okay. Crossbow in your lap, ready to go. Are you on the ground? Like by your
Yeah,
bedroll?
no, I'm sitting on the ground,
Okay.
looking outward beyond the camp.
A couple hours pass after Kaz goes into his trance, and you don't notice it until it's right on top of you. But Tomoe flies right in past you and lands before Kaz. Noticing that he's within his trance, she just perches on the tree nearby.
Okay.
And about 20 minutes later, you hear the splashing of water coming from the swamp just beyond the brush trees that's kind of surrounding the group of you in this mound of mud grass. Something's approaching and sloshing its way through the water towards you.
Being paranoid, I definitely take a shot at it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm. Disadvantage, attack, crossbow. 15 or 14. Sorry.
All right. Does that hit your AC, Keth? Okay. Your senses perk as you hear a twang of Belkin's crossbow and a bolt whistling through the brush and trees, but the bolt gets off course as it does hit branches in the brush nearby as a shot is sent in your direction.
Belkin, it's me. Keth.
I know,
Why'd you shoot at me?
because Kaz told me something was up with you, so I didn't want to risk it.
Keth will kind of walk in a little closer.
Okay. You walk through the brush and get to the point where you can see each other.
I'm not sure what he was talking about. I was just out for a stroll.
Okay, well, don't blame me then. Don't shoot the shooter.
All right. I'm gonna go sit down for a little while.
Alright. Does that mean that I could get off watch now? I'm not very good at it, apparently.
Yeah, you can go back to bed. I'll keep an eye out.
Okay.
All right. So Belkin lays to rest once again, and Keth takes his seat and takes his watch. Anything in particular you want to do in that time? Otherwise, we can move on.
Keth will just kind of sit and probably a little bit of shame and just kind of think about what happened and yeah, kind of contemplate.
Okay.
What his next steps are.
All right. And the rest of your watch goes rather uneventfully as Kaz, you finish your trance. Tomoe's perched nearby. Now that she does see Keth again, though, she doesn't do anything else.
All right. I'll just have her relay what she did see, if anything.
You do get a sense of fear come from her.
Okay.
Like an instinctual fear as you think about Keth and ask her, like, what's going on. And then comfort now that she's next to you. Once again.
All right. Thank you, Tomoe.
She nods.
I'll get up and meet up with the others.
All right. Belkin and Alokian still asleep, with Keth awake in his normal spot nearby.
Ah, does he look normal?
Yes.
Keth, good of you to return.
Yes. I just went on a quick stroll. Figuring I don't have to sleep, might as well just explore a little.
Right. This form change, is this new to you?
I don't know what you're talking about, Kaz.
Such secrets are unbecoming. I saw what I saw with my own eyes, my friend.
Keth will kind of stand up in front of him. You must have been having a vision or something.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Very well. Do not wish to confide in me, it is all well. As long as what it said when it took over rings true. No harm will come to us.
I would never hurt you.
And I see no harm in it at all. Though it would be an interesting thing to show its face the next time we are in the thick of it. Something to consider. In the interim, I think coffee is in order.
Sure.
I'll head over, get the fire started, and start getting coffee and some semblance of food together for the
Okay.
morning.
Absolutely.
I'll let the smell of the coffee wake everyone up.
And indeed it does. Past, 5 minutes or so, Alokian begins to rise. Good morning, says to the group of you, as he gets up, gathering his things and his bedroll. He doesn't notice any tension in the air as everyone's getting ready for breakfast. And about 20 minutes or 30 minutes pass, and Belkin begins to roll out of his bed as well. As everyone knows, he likes to sleep in.
Who doesn't?
But the group of you get your hot brown, as well as a bit of rations for breakfast. Obviously, Kef, you don't eat, so you don't need to. But you feel full regardless. Even though you didn't get to rest for the evening, whatever had transpired that night, feel as though you've had the best rest of your life. You're invigorated. Everyone has completed their long rest. And you gather your things and prepare for the day. What do we do?
Well then, where are we off to now?
Was the darkness like, was it going high in the air? Could we see it?
Yes, it was. And as you were traveling, until it got dark, you could still see it. It was like this big, thick smoke that was just reaching out across the sky. And now that the sun's beginning to rise in the east, there's still a bit of fog lingering within the area, but the sun is breaking through that. But behind you, to the northwest, you see the darkness growing, or much larger than what it was the last time you saw it. So it's continuing to grow. Everyone roll me perception checks as you're looking out there as well.
Seven. Having a night.
23.
26.
Oh, wow. So Kaz, you do see Keth is having a hard time seeing to tell if it's actually growing or anything like that, but you do see that black of smoky darkness shadow that's kind of just reaching out like a cloud that's growing to the north there. Belkin, you see that, but you also see to the west-northwest, breaking through the clouds and the fog, you see beyond the vast swamp, the mountains barely can make them out with your keen eyes. And above those mountains, that dark cloud that you saw about a week or so ago is much larger, and it's kind of stretching across the entire mountain range at this point. And it looks very similar to the shadow that's not too far to the north now.
Can I tell where, or do I have some idea of where the epicenter of that cloud of darkness
You
is?
can guesstimate where the center of that cloud and the tendrils of shadow is, but it doesn't look like, you can't tell where it's emanating from. So you don't see any like tower of that smoky darkness like you can the tree. It may be just too far with the fog that's still in the area, because you can basically barely make it out through the fog in the sky above the peaks of the mountains to the northwest.
Gentlemen, I have a feeling that we should head in that direction. I point northwest.
Okay.
That's where it seems to be going from. Not, not sure where exactly, but it should be the cause of our troubles.
We should see
Alright.
if these villagers return back to Monksblade.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. Perhaps warn them.
Mm.
Maybe we can get help.
Yeah.
We're what, like a days away from.
You're about a half a day's travel from this point, Yep.
After.
according to Keth, and according to your travel north already.
According to that. Okay.
Yes. Let's go back. And maybe someone has an idea what's going on.
Seems a good a task as any.
Mm.
Let us get a move on then.
Loken gathers his things and gets prepared to leave.
Okay.
And
It's the same.
All right, everyone gathers their things, everybody's ready to go, and you begin to head in a southeastern direction towards Monk's Blade. Kath, go ahead and roll me a survival check, and if anybody would like to help him, they can.
Yes.
Alokian is no help. He seems too busy focusing on his prayers and praying for those that have suffered and those that are to come to suffer, and hopefully guide them away from that.
Can you unlock Tailspire for us?
Oh.
I roll better on there than I do on D&D Beyond. I'm starting to figure out. The way
Okay.
I'm rolling on D&D Beyond, it's not very good.
Yep.
There we go. All right, now I can roll good, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, I rolled a 12 in D&D Beyond, so we'll see what I roll here. Not better.
11.
So someone was helping me?
Yeah, you have advantage.
Okay, good. That's a little bit better. 18.
All right. Throughout the day, you're able to make your trek back towards the Way of the Manicore. And as you are traveling, you realize that you're a little bit more east of Monk's Blade than you would have expected. So you headed a little more south than what you wanted to, but you finally make it back to the Way of the Manicore, and then you have probably another couple hours along the Way of the Manicore to get to Monk's Blade. But you make it safely to the Way of the Manicore and are able to begin to head more west back towards Monk's Blade. It only took you probably about 4 hours to make it through the vast swamp. Thinking about the night before, well, probably you and Kaz thinking about the night before, what had happened. Tomoe still flying up ahead, every once in a while looking back down towards Keth, almost as if just instinctually prepared and ready to bolt if she needs. But begin to head west. I need the group of you to roll me another perception check as you're keeping an eye out.
Mm-hmm.
19.
Okay.
15.
And for me, 15 for Tomoe.
Okay. You said 10 for you?
Yep.
All right. Tomoe and Belkin, you have a 16, you said?
Mm-hmm.
The two of you can make out through the trees as the Way of the Manicore kind of turns and shifts and winds around the edge of the vast swamp, the southern forest beneath it. The trees are getting taller here, but you're still on the edge of the vast swamp on the right, and to the left is more forest and trees as they begin to tower into the sky. Through the trees, you can see some humanoid shapes moving about the road, gathering around a large mass, maybe a couple large masses on the road itself. Keth, you see these humanoid shapes as well as the mass, but what it looks like is a wagon or something that these shapes are moving around. And these humanoid forms look bulkier and bigger. And as you're watching and looking through the trees and trying to focus, that sense of prey once again begins to well up inside of you, slightly, as you recognize some of these creatures to be Bollywogs on the road. You also see some shapes on the ground, laid out, possibly a few of them, around this mass. And then you see larger shapes in the swamp, just off the road, shifting and moving quietly, silently, large, bulbous-looking amphibians as well. You can't make out how many from this distance, but it's probably about 150 feet up ahead on the road as the road kind of turns back towards the forest and towards Monk's Blade.
Something is happening up there. I don't know if there's combat about to happen or has happened. I'll kind of look back to the group.
Do you feel like we need to check it out?
Yeah. Move cautiously, I would say.
Very well.
Okay.
Perhaps you two move ahead. Lokian and I will stay in the back.
Elokian nods. We'll be ready.
All right.
All right. So, Kaz and Belkin, are you two going to scout the area and move closer?
Yes.
All right. And I'm assuming stealthily.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
You got it.
Now, do you want to go along the road or kind of more direct path through the trees?
Please.
Okay.
That. Oh, I do have advantage because of
Yep.
my cloak. 29.
All right. Stealth as death himself. Belkin disappears within the brush and trees up ahead. Kaz, roll me a stealth check, please.
All right. Natural 20 for a 26.
And taking a play out of Belkin's book, he also disappears beside Belkin, moving within the trees. Both Alokian and Kath, you lose sight of both of them. But the group of you, the two of you, approach. Is Tomoe kind of staying back, or is she going to go up ahead with you?
Staying overhead.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out.
All right. She's kind of flying about like an owl would around the area. But the two of you approach, and you can see now there's a few bodies on the ground, unmoving. Definitely humans, as maybe 4 of them have armor on. Spears laid out on the ground, next to them weapons broken, as you see a number of these large humanoid amphibians moving around the cart, pulling things off the cart and then tying them to large, what looks like massive toads.
Mm.
One of the toads still trying to swallow one of the armored humanoid figures, having a hard time due to the metallic covered body. It spits it out on the ground as the other bollywogs continue to strap down things they find from the cart. The cart itself is destroyed. It looks like it's been smashed in, the wheels torn off. You see food kind of, you see a number of, yeah, you guys know, a number of what looks like beets kind of all over the ground, apples and just crates kind of broken. You also see what looks like a number of, a few pieces of like bundled up linens that's just thrown aside. It looks like the bollywogs aren't really cared about that. But you also see a chest that 2 of them are pulling to tie onto the back of one of these large toads.
Well, this is interesting.
Mm. Never seen a human get eaten by a toad before.
Yeah.
you see one of the Bollywogs walk over to where the body was just thrown onto the ground. It begins to strip and cut the armor plates off of the human.
I don't suppose we can let this stand. On 3.
Mm. Sure.
1, 2. And I prepare a firebolt.
And that's
Arrow
where
for
we'll
me.
go ahead and move over to Tailspire and roll an
Hooray.
initiative.
Initiative.
And I'll move you guys to the map, and then I'll move the stream over as well. You've been summoned.
Oh man, look at that.
All right. And then I'll move the stream over. Here we go. So go ahead and place yourself within the left side of those bollywogs there and what's going on. And Keth and Alokian, I'm just going to put you guys right here because it's going to take you a minute to catch up if you get reports of what's going on.
Where am I?
So yeah, just put yourselves in the trees there, anywhere from 50 to 60 feet away, as they definitely did not notice you. There's a number of them that are actually looking out in your direction, but not your direction, but along the road, keeping an eye out, but none of them noticed the two of you approaching.
I've not seen my token. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not seeing mine either.
All right, 1 second.
I need to assign them.
Yeah, I gotta assign them.
There we go.
And then for now, Cordell, I'm going to give you access to Lokian's token as well.
Okay. I have his character sheet up, or I did.
Perfect.
Nice. Initiative.
Cast haste on Keth again.
Okay.
Will likely be over here.
Yep.
That'll probably be.
And the road goes beyond this. Obviously, there's not water there. You do also see a few of the Bollywogs' bodies also on the ground, unmoving.
That's how. I'll be closer, so I can actually take a shot.
So let's go ahead and roll initiative, and we will get this underway. So I'm just going to roll one initiative for the giant toads, and then one for the Bollywogs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll add you guys to it as well. Belkin. All right.
My initiative is 19.
Okay.
Keth's is 22. And Alokian's is 13.
22, nice.
Yes.
My is
All right.
Mine is 8.
You have an 8. You have a 19. And he goes last. Funny thing is, the giant toads go before their companions. So it will be Keth, Kaz, giant toads, Alokian, Belkin, and the Bollywogs. But everyone is surprised for this round except for Kaz and Belkin, and Keth and Alokian won't know unless Well, I guess you can kind of make out what's going on from here, Kath. You can see through the trees and see the group of bollywogs there and the toads. So you made out what's going on, but you don't see Kaz and Belkin until this point. So you also currently surprised. So it will take you. So you're probably about 100 feet from Belkin and Kaz currently. So it'll take you one turn to get to the edge of this map running.
Okay.
All right. So let's go with Kaz.
All right. First thing I'm gonna do is fire a firebolt right at this guy right here.
Okay. Just so you know, these creatures are wearing thick hide leather armors, carrying shields and spears, as well as clubs.
Okay, cool. That is a 23 to hit.
A 23 definitely hits. Did you roll in Tailspire? I didn't see it.
No, I rolled in D&D Beyond.
Okay.
It's not showing up in Tailspire at the moment.
Okay.
I'll see if I can fix that shortly.
Yep, that's fine.
3 damage.
3 damage as a firebolt shoots out towards that bollywog. Takes 3 damage.
And then I'll position myself with cover behind the tree.
Okay. Looks like you are currently out of their sight.
And
You step
rolled-
out behind the trees. A firebolt streaks out towards the bollywog and just explodes across his armor. You see embers still lighting some of the fur that's across some of the skins and hides that he's wearing. So he takes the damage. And anything else?
I will draw one of my Fey Blades and bonus action Blade Song as I start spinning it around.
Okay. And your elven blade begins to sing the song of your people. Currently, the giant toads are continuing doing what they're doing because they are surprised and they have not been commanded anything else. Loken is also surprised, so we go to Belkin.
I will take a shot.
All right. I love watching the dice bounce across the screen.
Yeah, me too. 14.
14. Now, that was at advantage?
Oh no.
Yep.
Okay.
They are.
But
Yeah.
I'm not advanced, so it'll be disadvantage. Right?
So just normal roll. Unfortunately, you shoot towards the bollywog. He's already caught off guard. He's patting his chest, and then the bolt, as he's turning, strikes the leather armor that he's wearing and just bounces off, shattering. Unfortunately, your attack misses.
And then I will bonus action hide here.
So you move over and hide within
Yep.
the trees there. Okay?
Yep.
The bollywogs are
And that'd be it.
surprised. Round is over. Keth, you saw a streak of fire shoot out from the position where Kaz is. You now see him turn his back, taking cover behind some trees after he cast his magic towards the bollywog. And for a second, you saw Belkin take a shot at the bollywog and then rush under some cover as well, disappearing once again. Roll your stealth for me,
Sure.
Belkin.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stealth. Yes. Advantage. Oh, come on. Do it. Do the thing. Oh, it froze. That's okay. I'll do it on the Tailfire. 8 by the advantage because of my book.
Yep.
19 plus 11, 30.
30. All right, nobody sees you currently. Keth, it is now your turn.
Okay, how far away am I from the closest bollywog?
So to the edge of the map on the road, or if you cut through the trees, you're about 100 or 80 to 100 feet away. So, yeah,
Just to get where I am.
just to get to the edge of the map. Yes,
Oh gosh, why did you guys leave us so far back?
they did.
Okay, I guess I'll just dash. That's all I can do.
Okay.
So,
So you get to choose whether you want to be in the trees or on the road. It's your choice.
I guess I'll probably be kind of right in the, kind of right on the edge of
Right
the
on the
trees.
edge. Okay. Rushing through down the
Good
road.
luck, guys. Hopefully they don't find you, because it's gonna take me at least another turn.
Kaz,
Before I even get close.
it is now your turn, sir. You now hear the croaks as these pollywogs begin to communicate to one another. I don't think any of you speak Bollywog, so unfortunately you don't understand what they're saying as they're shouting towards each other. Can't hear you.
Their position right now isn't ideal, so I'm going to move forward. Still using the tree here for cover.
Okay.
There we go. Face that way. And I will attack the same guy
Alright.
here with a firebolt.
Go for it.
Okay, that's a 14 to hit.
And once again, your firebolt goes out, but he brings his shield to meet the bolt as it explodes across his shield. Flames kind of going around him, but not damaging him. Unfortunately, your attack missed.
That's all right. At this point, I will hold my position behind the tree and use the trunk as cover, and that'll be it for my turn right now.
All right. Giant toads. They're going to continue doing what they're doing. They do shift about a little bit and look in the direction of what's going on. For those two, this one, the water, actually begins to move. There, then there. Towards Kaz. As it begins to just kind of lunge its way and leap towards Kaz, as there's another Bollywog that was next to him within the water that gave it a command. Lokian. Cordell, go ahead and use a Lokian as you see fit.
Okay, and he's basically moving to the edge of the map too, right? That's as far as he
Yes.
can go.
Yep. Unless he
Okay.
wishes to do something else.
What's the range on haste? I actually think he'd be out of the range for haste. I don't think he can quite reach me.
Yeah.
I would have moved 80, so he would have to. So yeah.
Yep.
He'll just move up and get
there.
Get there. Yeah.
All right.
That'll be his turn.
The benefits of not getting your party members together to ambush the Bollywogs. All right, Belkin, it is now your turn, sir.
All right. Let's see here. 5 southwest. I can move dash 50 feet or yeah, 50 feet. 7. Okay. I will bonus action dash over and move to here.
Okay.
And then fire at that toad guy south of me. Or, yeah.
The same one that you guys have been attacking, that one.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Make your attack.
Okay. 1d4.
That definitely hits. And you're currently hidden, so you get advantage.
Okay. And see if I crit. Yeah. I do not.
Still hits.
Damage. And then I got my sneaky attack damage.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. 10 plus 15, 25 damage total.
25. Very nice.
Thank you.
The Bollywog almost hunches over as your bolt shoots from the trees nearby into his side through his ribs. He lets out a loud croak as it does. He hunches over, leaning on his spear for a moment, breathing heavily. Not dead yet. He looks over, glaring at you with his large, bulbous, yellow eyes.
And that's all I could do.
All right. It is now the Bollywog's turn. This one, what is he gonna do?
What did he do?
He is going to rush toward you and attack you with his spear. Right. His first attack is a 18. Does that hit your AC?
It does, but I'll make you roll again.
Make me roll again. Well, a 16 misses, right?
Yep.
All right, and his second attack, a natural 1. So both attack misses as everyone that's approaching can see this large Bollywog begin to stab towards Belkin, but Belkin's diving and rolling out of the way. The Bollywog unable to stab him currently. This Bollywog will rush to his chest, begin to load it onto this toad. This one goes over and helps him. They begin to croak back and forth as this one here, keeping an eye out, rushes over to back this one up, but not quite able to get into combat just yet. Well, not able to attack you, but is able to get into combat. This one will move to here. Rushes and begins to leap over the broken caravan there. This one will take a defensive stance here as well. And this toad, this one doesn't get to move yet. I think that is all of Wollywogs. Keth, it is now your turn.
Okay, Keth's gonna dash and get right about there.
All right.
So as an action, he'll dash, and then as a bonus action, he's gonna go into a rage.
Got it.
As he's kind of running up to this creature, preparing for a fight. But that'll be his turn.
All right. Sounds good. Kaz, it is now your turn. You're muted again.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
This guy here is... wonderful. I could get as far as, that's 25, 35. Yeah, I can get right up to him.
Okay.
And behind him even, I think. Pretty close too. Not quite. All right. For now, I'm going to maneuver over to here and get within melee. And I'm going to strike twice at this thing with my Fey Blades.
Go for it.
attack numero uno. 16 to hit.
A 16 hits as you charge forward with one of your Fey blades, cutting across the amphibious body. They don't seem very lithe, dodgy, or very tough on the exterior.
Perfect. That is 11 damage for the first hit.
All right.
And the second is a 24 to hit.
It's another hit.
And that is 11 more damage. As the
22
two
total.
Fey blades come out in a spinning motion. As I spin 360, both blades cutting through the taut flesh of this croaking creature.
Indeed. Its hide is not very thick as far as being naturally armored, but its body is pretty thick and bulbous, so you're just cutting through the big fat layers on the outside, but you're able to draw a bit of blood from that assault on that toad. Definitely damaging him. Anything else, Kaz?
That will be it for me. Oh, sorry. That second hit is 3 damage less.
3
My bad.
damage less. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Got it. All right. The giant toads. Well, this one will go ahead and croak loudly over towards Kaz and try to make an attack as it opens its mouth and tries to bite you. 20 versus AC.
Against my AC,
Mm-hmm.
that's going to be a shield.
All right. As you do, its large mouth opens up and just begins to engulf you, but you activate your shield, keeping its mouth from clamping down upon you, keeping it at bay. That is its turn. I'm going to go to this toad. Let's see. Yeah, we'll begin to move towards you, Kaz. But it takes both of its actions to actually get into melee with you, unfortunately. And then the last one, and then the last one will stay put as it's commanded. And we're going to go over to Lokian on the horizon.
All right. Lokian will move right about there. Should be about 60 feet. And he's going to use Toll the Dead on that one that's wounded.
All right.
So that's that wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. I have a 20, surprisingly enough.
Okay, yeah, he makes it. Then.
Unable to get into the mind of this creature to cause its already damaged body even more pain. The necrotic energy is unable to find purchase.
That's Lokian's turn.
All right, Belkin. As two of these bollywogs begin to assault you, what would you like to do?
I will bonus action disengage to move away. Then take a shot at the guy that I hit before,
All right.
and yeah.
Roll your attack.
Come on, you can do it. 12.
A 12. Again, this one takes cover behind the tree, and unfortunately, the shot misses.
Bonus action. Aggression. And that'd be it for me.
All right. Bollywogs begin to chase Belkin down at the edge with their spears.
Fantastic.
A natural 1 again for the first attack. The second attack is an 18. Does that hit your AC?
It does.
Right. This time, its spear does stab you in the back as you're shooting over your shoulder back towards the Bollywog. See the damage. You take a total of 7 points of damage as it does stab you.
I'll have it with uncanny dodge to take 3.
Alright. As it does stab you, it tries to sweep your legs with the hook end of the spear from under you. Go ahead and make me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh no. I'm so bad, though. And, come on, cut the dice. Okay. There you go. 14.
Alright, as it does sweep under your legs, you're able to jump over the spear, the hook on the spear, as he does stab you and then come back around with the spear. You dodge out of the way of the trip attack. Next, this one moves here, begins to try to cut you off, to stab you with his spear as well. 2 attacks. 23. That hits. Take another 7 points piercing damage.
Yep.
And then a 25. That hits.
Yep.
Ooh. You take 12 points of piercing damage, and you need to make another strength saving throw. As he does also try to trip you again. Well, this one tries to trip you as well.
What was the damage on the last attack?
12.
Oof.
Yeah, rolled pretty good on them. They seem very strong as they're attacking you with these spears. Well trained.
Yeah. Jason, so... There we go. 20.
Yeah, once again, he does stab you, but when he tries to hook the spear under your legs to keep pull your legs from under you, you quickly just roll forward out of the way. Let's see, these guys finish loading the chest onto. Go ahead, put a color on this guy so I know. This one here, the yellow ring, has the chest on them. That's their turn. So they're done. This one, gonna move. He moves around to flank Kaz there, but is unable to get an attack this turn. And that one moves there as well. Surrounding Kaz. That is the end of the Bollywog's turn. We go to Keth.
All right. Keth is going to Great Weapon Master, Reckless, the big toad that's been hit several times.
Okay.
To start. Oh,
There's dice everywhere.
Yes.
let me roll that again just in case. That's going to be a 20.
20 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
That will be 22 points of damage.
All right. That first strike cleaves into the side, the shoulder, the upper part of the head, and down into its stomach and body, almost splitting in half, just kind of opening him up from the front, his innards just kind of spilling out and steaming across the ground. That toad is no longer with us.
Okay. Then he'll just kind of
I like how the toad goes upside down.
he'll kind of turn and look at this this guy closest to him now.
All right.
The frogs.
Yep.
The gollywugs, but not bullywugs. Not the toad. And Great Weapon Master Reckless, that guy.
go for it. He's currently focused on Kaz as the two of them are trying to surround him with the toads as well.
Oh, bad roll. Manage. Bad roll. Okay, I assume that misses. 8.
An 8 and unfortunately misses. He's
Okay.
holding his defense against you, his shield high, your glaive striking it, but unable to penetrate the defenses he has there.
Okay, but because I knocked one out,
Yep.
I get a bonus action attack with Great Weapon Master. So
Absolutely.
roll these better, maybe? No. I'd like you to actually roll. Thank you. 17.
A 17 does hit.
Okay. We roll damage.
Oof.
That will be 19 damage.
Right, 19 damage. This time he's holding his shield high against your glaive as you're striking down at him multiple times. This time your glaive cuts through, carving a piece of the wooden shield off of the shield itself and into his body, definitely wounding him with that attack. Anything else you would like to do?
That's it.
All right. You don't want to move at all?
No.
Kaz, it is now your turn. You're currently being surrounded by Large Toad and a couple of these bollywogs, but Keth has already made short work of the one that you've currently wounded. And the one ear behind you is now also wounded by Keth.
With a blade in one hand continuing to spin, I make the necessary somatic motions with my other, and I cast slow within this range. It says 40 feet, so that's 4 tiles out.
Okay.
So, and I'm going to choose all 3 remaining, or all 3 froggies in there. They need to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
All right. The one closest to Keth makes it. Behind you, fails. The toad fails.
Perfect.
All right,
Allow
so
us a moment to catch up to you all, yes?
I'm gonna
And I will look over at Keth and give him a smile and gesture to the 2 slowed.
All right, so what does slow do for them?
So, when a character is slowed, the target speed is halved. It takes a -2 penalty to AC and dexterity saving throws. It can't use reactions.
Nice.
On its turn, it can use either an action or a bonus action, not both, regardless of their abilities or magic items, and it can't make more than 1 melee or ranged attack during its turn.
That definitely hurts them. So, you see Kaz's magic just kind of explode in the area, and the flow of time around both this toad and Bollywog begins to slow. You see their movements much slower as they're trying to attack and dodge out of the way. Anything else you would like to do, Kaz?
That's going to be it for me now.
All right. Giant Toad, the one that is currently next to you, go ahead and attack you, Kaz. Only gets 1 attack, either attack or bonus action, and then its movement is halved, right?
Yep.
That's caught. All right, I believe a 14 misses. It does have advantage, though, because of flanking. All right, does a 20 hit your AC?
Shield.
Another shield. Once again, it tries to swallow you, but this time your arcane energy blocks it and keeps it at bay once again. That toad is done. That one is dead. And this one will begin to move, leaping into the swamp. There. As it was commanded. All right, Alokian, it is now your turn.
Okay. Do we do it, guys? Alokian is the.
We do it.
Alright. Alokian will go ahead and move a few feet forward, and he's going to pull out his Baldrin's Gale, and he's going to cast haste on Keth.
Okay. He can also continue his movement as well.
Amazing.
Yes. I don't think he was close enough to get
Get
within
into melee.
range.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, just
Yeah, I
so.
think he was. So he will just stick there for now, but he will cast that spell.
All right.
And that'll be his turn. Yeah, I don't think he can do anything as a bonus action. So
Belkin, these bollywogs are relentless. They're not letting you get away. What do you wish to do?
Disengage.
All right.
Person. And get off behind. I'll get behind this tree here, and I'll actually try to hit the slowed Balrog between me and Kaz.
All right, go for it. Kaz is in melee, so you get your sneak attack.
Yes. Nine. Come on, you can do it. Yeah, well, I'll take it. 26.
26 definitely hits.
We have for damage. The D6 plus it. 11 plus 1, 2, 3.
Oh, goodness. Dice explosion. Oh, one, son.
Wow. 14 damage.
Amazing.
14
I
damage.
Love it.
Yes, yes.
As that Bollywog is taking its slow swing towards Kaz, somewhat distracted with him in combat, doesn't notice you as you shoot him in the back. 14 damage. Definitely wounding him pretty good, but not killing him. Anything else you would like to do, Belkin?
That would be my turn, sir.
Okay.
Oh, they don't get a save on being hit, but they do at the end of their turn.
Okay. At the end of the turn, they get a save against the slow.
And if they try to cast a spell, they have to roll an 11 or higher, or it fails.
All right, nice. That's really cool.
Oh,
I didn't know
wow.
about the spell part.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
that was great.
This one tries to cut you off, Belkin, rushing in front of you. Gonna make 2 attacks. First one, a 13 misses, and a 13. Those both miss. This one coming up behind you, flanking you. Make his first attack with advantage. Natural 20, so that definitely hits. Belkin, you take 19 points of damage as he attacks you with the spear on that critical hit.
Okay, and dies to half it to 9.
All right, and he'll make his final attack against you with advantage. Ooh, a natural 1 and an 8. Unfortunately, both those miss. So Belkin, go ahead and make a strength saving throw, though, as he tries to trip you as he hits you with one of the spear attacks.
You got it.
They're trying to keep Belkin in place, tripping him to the ground.
D20 plus 1. It's 14.
All right. Everyone can see that Belkin's being surrounded by 2 of these bollywogs at the forest edge there, on the edge of the Way of the Manicore. But Belkin's able to leap on top of the spear after he was stabbed with it. The Bollywog tries to knock him to the ground, but Belkin then just pushes back off his shoulder, dodging out of the way of the trip. Let's see. This Bollywog will go ahead and make an attack against you, Kaz, with advantage due to the giant toad on the other side. 21 versus your AC.
Shield.
All right. Once again, your shield keeping their attacks. So I'd say 23 versus AC, I believe, also misses, doesn't it? With shield.
Does, yep.
Yep.
25 AC currently.
Yeah. So both of his attacks miss. Then the slowed one will go ahead and make an attack against you. As you're distracted. A 24 misses. He rolled very well, but he didn't have advantage, but still misses as his body's just very slow moving. Unfortunately, he misses. These two looking over towards the combat that's happening on the road, begin to rush into the swamp behind the toad. And that is the end of the Bollywog's turn. Keth.
All right. I think you could figure out what I'm gonna do.
I have no idea.
You have no
Is
idea. I'm gonna attack the guy next to me who I attacked. Great Weapon Master, Reckless. First attack. I'm gonna try to kill these guys first. I thought about just leaving and going.
Now remember, the ones that are slowed by cause has a AC disadvantage currently. They're -2.
Yes. I'm gonna try to kill this guy first.
'Kay.
Before I worry about that, just because he's closer, anyways. Oh my gosh! I want this to like actually roll. There we go. All right,
Wow.
24.
24 definitely hits that Bollywog as once again you just cleaving into his shield, stabbing through it, hitting his body. Go ahead and roll damage.
I can't get him to roll, and I don't know why. That would be 21 damage.
21 damage, okay.
Is he still standing?
He is still alive.
Okay, he does get my Divine Fury damage, too.
All right.
So that sometimes. Oh, okay, I'll just drop that. Whoops. 5 necrotic on top of that.
All right, he takes the full effect of that as well. Still alive.
Still alive. Okay. Attack him again. Reckless Great Weapon Master. Oh, there we go. That was a roll.
That's another hit.
Let me roll just in case it's 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the second attack also hits.
That would be 21 points of damage.
All right. So he also falls from that last attack.
All right.
You cleave through his shield. Finally, the shield just shatters in his hand. And you stab him in the chest, cleaving into his ribs and body. He croaks loudly, but then falls weakly to the ground.
I'll go ahead and move right here.
Okay.
Just to give cause advantage if I don't kill this guy. And I will use hasted action to attack. Maybe. Here we go. No problem with it rolling so far. Try that again. 16.
A 16 hits.
Nice.
Especially with the negative that they have
Yeah.
currently. Oh, let me go ahead and roll for his save real quick.
Oh, yeah.
He does not save.
It's not safe.
He is still
Okay.
currently slowed.
He will take 20 points of slashing damage.
All right.
And then bonus action attack.
Yep.
Thanks, Alokian. Oh my gosh.
Oof.
Maybe not. Yep, there we go.
20 hits.
Where's my damage diary? Whoop.
I just see dice going across my screen.
cannot, I can't.
Can you throw it into the air, maybe?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. That'll be 24 points of slashing damage.
24 slashing damage, and another Bollywog goes down
Let me see if I can throw him.
from the onslaught of Keth.
He's just like jittering. He's like, it's like almost kind of blurry as you're looking at him as he's moving and just slicing really fast with his glaive.
Indeed he is. Kaz.
All right. I'm going to strike at the big guy north of me with 2 sword attacks.
Okay.
Let's go. Drag out and shake, drop. That's going to be a 19 to hit.
That definitely hits.
And nope. Shake, drop. Love it. 12 damage on the first strike.
Big hit.
All right. Second strike. Yeah, I can use this one again. Or not. Oh, there it is. Shake, drop. 18 to hit.
18 hits. He seems very easy, especially now that he's slowed. Even more slow than he normally is. You're able to just cleave into and carve
And
through.
7 damage on the next slice.
Got it.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Once again, just jumping and spinning both blades out.
The
like a-
blade singing
like a
through its
whirlwind.
body, just carving through it like it's butter.
Perfect.
Could I have moved at the end of my turn? Actually,
For the rest of your movement, sure.
because I'm hasted, I have a lot, so I'm gonna move up here. I'm gonna say, you guys take care of the rest. I'm just go like dead sprint.
Just take off running.
Yep. And I'm gonna.
So much like the opposite of what's going on with these bollywogs and toads currently slowed, you see time has sped up for Keth. All right. Is that it for you two?
Yep.
All right. This giant toad will do. Let's see. He will. All right. He's going to continue doing what he was commanded to do, and will try to eat Kaz. Natural 20.
For
All
total.
right. Oh, for the total, yeah.
Oh, it's automatic hits. Right?
Yeah, it's auto hit. But it would be a 24. So, natural 20. That hits Kaz unless you have something else to make me re-roll or anything.
No.
All right.
No.
So, that is... You take a total of 20 points of piercing damage. And then 16 points of poison damage. And you are now grappled as this toad begins to try to devour you. You're grappled as well as restrained
Okay.
as he's trying to eat you.
Grappled and restrained.
Yep.
All right.
And the other toad, continue moving. Gets to the edge there. Lokian.
All right, Lokian is still kind of out of range. It's probably for the best. He is going to cast a spell. How's this big toad looking? Not looking great, right?
The big toad that's currently swallowing Kaz looks pretty wounded.
Okay. He's going to cast Guiding Bolt on that thing.
All right.
At level 1. Can't imagine he misses this unless he just really sucks. But me, I guess, right? 22.
22 definitely hits.
Okay. 46.
Oof.
That's going to be 15 points of damage.
15 points of damage.
I was hoping that would do more, but I guess that's about average.
Yeah. It is not quite enough to kill the creature as it is still alive, eating Kaz.
Okay. Let me see how close he can get. Right there. That's not close enough to hit him. Is it?
That is not, unfortunately. Not with a
Okay.
melee attack.
He's going to go ahead and move in and get nice and close anyways, I guess, just
Okay.
to be here. Yes. Okay. That'll be his turn.
Belkin, surrounded by these large bollywogs,
That helped.
what do you wish to do?
Disengage.
He rushes back towards his companions.
Classic. Run away.
The guiding bolt guide my bolt.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Okay, cool.
Super guided.
Yes,
Super guided bolt.
super guided bolt.
Kill that guy.
I'll try.
Kill him dead.
That's not me.
Nice.
That wasn't me though. That was
Oh, that wasn't
11.
you.
I get advantage.
I've forgotten to roll my con save, but I'm good.
9 plus 9 is 18.
Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage with sneak attack.
Kill him.
So
Kill him dead.
I'm tired.
Do it.
10 plus 10 plus 12, 22 damage total.
22 damage. All right. This time, Belkin rushes up toward behind behind Lokian, takes a shot as the bolt just sinks into the eye of this large toad and through the skull, out the back side of its bulbous head, and it just kind of slumps onto the ground, and everyone can see Kaz's body as well as a large amount of bile just kind of vomit forth out of its mouth. Kaz is full of slime. You see bits of his like green slime just all over his body as well as clothing. But this giant toad now dead. Anything else you would like to do, Belkin?
No, that'd be my turn. Nothing else
Right.
I can do.
So these two bollywogs turning to see what is going on, where their companions are. Let's see here. Apparently they are very brave and will continue to chase down Belkin. First attack against you, Belkin.
Yep.
23 versus AC.
Hit.
You take 5 points of piercing damage from that first strike.
Mhm.
Another 23. Wow.
Yep.
Second attack does 9 points of piercing damage. And you need to make another strength saving throw as he's trying to trip you.
9 plus 5 is 14. Strength saving throw. 15.
You're able once again quickly dodge out of the way of this Bollywog trying to overpower you and knock you to the ground. This one will rush forward towards Kaz and try to attack him with 2 attacks. First attack misses. Second attack misses with a 1 as well. Unfortunately, they're unable to find purchase on Kaz to knock him to the ground. It is now your turn, Keth.
Okie dokie. I assume this water here probably is difficult terrain.
Indeed it is.
All right.
You can see these bollywogs, by the way, don't seem very hindered by the water or the brush,
that
and they're
makes
also leaping about through the terrain there.
Okay. By the way I measured, I think I can skirt around that water.
Oh wait, these 2 bollywogs need to go. I forgot about them.
Okay.
They're just gonna move up behind
Okay.
the large
Good.
toad. Yep, there you go.
That's even better then. Yeah, I will skirt around the water. From math, I think I can pretty easily get there with it. I'll have to spend an action to dash.
Okay.
As well as a hasted action to dash.
So you're gonna kind of go around along, like
Yes.
here,
Yes.
to catch up to them.
Yeah, and I have 24 tiles. Is how many I can go with
Yep,
that with all.
You
So-
get them.
Okay, so I will get right up on these guys.
Sound good?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna go ahead and spend a bonus action to rage just to keep it, because I will lose it if I don't.
All right.
That's his turn.
All right. Kaz, it is now your turn.
All right. Going to turn around and face the one behind me here. And given that I'm now completely free.
Indeed, you are
I'm
picking yourself up the ground, but still just slime and this green, nasty, stinky stuff all over you. You feel it's like sinking in and burning your skin as well.
Ugh. This is disgusting. And I'm going to strike out twice at this little reptile jerk. That's going to be a 22 to hit.
22 hits.
First for 6 damage.
All right.
Second hit. 25 to hit.
25 hits.
9 damage.
Nice hit. He seems heavily wounded, but not unconscious yet.
And while one blade is spinning and singing, I'm going to hold the other to its throat and just stare.
Okay. Are you trying to intimidate it at all, or?
Sure.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation.
I'm super good at those.
Mm-hmm.
Throw that into the water.
You know what? I'll give you advantage because of what's transpired so far.
Nice. All right. So that's an 8, and throw this one into the trees. A 9.
Trees.
Yep, super good at
The
these.
trees are slightly better. No. He doesn't seem very fazed by your threatening demeanor.
All right.
All right. Giant toad. This one will continue its action to head off of the map, but within reason. It's going to be 40 feet off the map currently. What I'll do is I'm just going to make it fly and move it off about 40 feet. That way, if you continue chasing it, there you go. Lokian.
I'm not letting the loot get away. Last thing I do. All right, Lokian's gonna move around this guy.
Okay.
And he's gonna cast Toll of the Dead on the one that Kaz is fighting.
Okay.
To start with.
Toll the Dead.
Wisdom saving throw.
It passes.
Oh. You're the worst, mind.
His DC's 18, right? For his
16.
16, yeah, it definitely passes then.
Okay, then he'll go in and attack this guy in
Yep.
front of him.
As a
then,
bonus
with
action?
advantage. As a bonus action with Baldwin's Gale. Okay. Listen here, Lokian. I need you to do better. That's not better.
It's not better.
Unfortunately, is unable to get through his defenses, and the frog just leaps out of the way of Alokian's quick swing at his behind his legs, and leaps out of the way of the attack. Anything else, Alokian?
No, nothing else.
All right, Belkin, is now your turn.
Since me and Awoken are fighting that dude, I will try to stab him with one of my daggers.
Go for it.
Let's do it.
My Griffin's saliva is getting a little cold. It was
Oh,
pretty
no.
warm, and it was nice. Now it's getting a little cold.
That's the worst. That's 8. Come on, you can do it. Come on. There you go. Yeah. In the water you go. For 18, but I do get it. Let's see if I quit.
Yep.
That's 8. 21.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage with sneak attack.
I will. 1d4 plus 5. Daggers.
I love watching the dice just fly all over the place.
Oh wow! What the hell?
It's the
So
best.
6 plus. Oh. 6 points. Well, that's D8. Not bad. How do you click off the dice? Because I clicked the D8 by accident.
You could just right click or just roll it, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, just ignore that.
I don't think you can get rid of it. Oh, no, you're right. I understand.
10 plus 5, 15 damage.
15 damage.
Yep.
Distracted by a Lokian, turning to face him, Belkin stabs him a few times in where he thinks the kidney would be. Anything else you would like to do, Belkin?
I would this one get you to
Leave a Lokian to deal with it.
and I'll say that's it.
It's gonna be great.
Actually, I will bonus action throw a vital acid at the bodywalk attacking calves.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack against him.
A lot. 19 plus 9, 28.
All right.
Or 27. Sorry. That's 2d6 damage.
Yep, that definitely hits. Do they get a save against it, or is it just straight damage?
It's straight damage. Acid damage.
Okay.
9 acid damage.
All right. Belkin chucks over a vial, and it breaks across the shield of the Bollywog, but you can see this acid begin to just melt part of the wood that's there, as well as splash across its face. It takes 8 damage. As it screeches and croaks, falling to the ground.
Yeah! Acid for the win.
All right.
As is tradition.
Anything else you would like to do, Belkin?
No, that will be my turn.
All right. This Bollywog will go ahead and attack you, Belkin, with its first attack.
Mm-hmm. I'm probably going to go down.
17 versus your AC.
Miss it. Yep.
Said miss?
No, it meets it.
Meets it? All right.
Yeah.
That hits.
Yeah.
So you're going to take 11 points of piercing damage.
11 points. I will half it with
Yep. And then he will turn with his second attack against a Lokian. And Belkin, you can go ahead and make a strength saving throw against that attack. And a Lokian 21 to hit the Lokian's AC.
Misses.
And it misses. Unable to stab a Lokian in the leg to try to trip him as well.
Did it move to make it did it move out of my to make it attack opportunity or no?
I'm sorry?
Do I get to make an attack of opportunity? Did it move at all or
No, it didn't move. It just stabbed you and then turned and stabbed the Lokian.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Did you make your strength saving throw?
Oh, I did not. I'm sorry.
Yep.
Oh, that finally got me. 5.
All right. The Belkin finally falls to the ground after all that.
Oh, no.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
All right. These two will turn and they'll just... Did you... Yeah, you didn't attack recklessly, so... This one will move to flank you. And make 2 attacks against you, Keth, at advantage.
Okay.
Um, 23 versus your AC.
That hits.
11 points of piercing damage from the first strike.
Okay.
You need to make a strength saving throw. And its second attack is a 19 versus your AC.
That misses.
All right.
actually.
And then this one turns to face you as well.
Yeah. Strength saving throw. Crazy.
Crazy. Yep. Does a 20 hit your AC?
20 meets it.
20 meets it. And then the second attack is a crit. Natural 20. So the first one hits for 13 points of piercing damage. Make a strength saving throw. The second one is a crit for 18 points of piercing damage.
Okay, 16 for the save. 18 is what you said?
Yes,
16 for the save.
that
the first one.
passes. Yep.
And then do I need to roll another one?
No, just one time.
They just want it once per turn?
Yep.
Okay.
So they're stabbing you in the legs, trying to knock your legs from under you, but is unable to this turn. And that is the end of the Bullywug's turn. It's now your turn, Kath.
Okay. With my hasted action, I'm going to disengage from these guys.
Okay.
And I am going to chase after the toad.
Okay.
Nice.
You can give me, I don't know how to fly. How do you fly?
There you go.
Thank you. I just didn't want to fall straight into the water.
Yep.
Yeah, I can easily get up to him. I'll get in front of him.
That's fine.
And I will attack. Great Weapon Master, Reckless. Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. All the things.
And you did do the disengage action, right?
Yes.
So
I
then you
will
can
not
attack.
get,
Yep.
Gosh, I'm going to have to click this every time if I don't roll them.
Mhm.
Lance. Let me move over here. First one was 10, not very good. Second one is 12.
12 hits.
Nice. For 27 points of damage.
All right. Big hit.
Plus Divine Fury. For some reason my D&D Beyond thing isn't working. I might need to reload.
Yeah, my couldn't be trouble too.
Plus 8 necrotic on top of that.
All right.
And then second attack. It's gonna be, let me roll that one more time just in case. Get out of my way. Thanks. 20.
20 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Big money. 23 points of damage.
And this time you just take your glaive and stab it directly down through the top of the skull and into its body, kind of piercing all the way through, halfway through the glaive, and it squirms until it's no longer moving. The rope and vines tied around its body, the chest kind of shifts around, almost falling off of it.
All right. That's my turn.
Kaz.
Can't really move much further.
Right. There's just the one left there.
Yep.
So I'm gonna hop over and flank him right there.
Stepping over Belkin to defend him against this strange humanoid toad creature.
Belkin is currently down, so I'm going to... Shit. I don't even know if I have anything.
He's only knocked down. He's currently not unconscious.
Yeah, I'm prone, not down.
I thought he was unconscious.
Okay.
No, he got knocked prone.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He got knocked down, but he'll get up again.
But he'll
All
get
right.
it. Yeah.
What is your hit points at right now, Belkin?
Oh god, not a whole lot.
Same.
15.
Okay, you're looking pretty.
He's pretty
I'm doing
hurt
worse.
too.
I'm doing worse than you are.
Yeah, that toad
So-
crit on you with that bite.
So I'm gonna strike then at this remaining
Okay.
Frogger. 2 blade strikes. First one, that is a 22 to hit.
That definitely hits. You have advantage as well because of the flanking.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Yeah, it's the same.
Yep.
Oh, and I lost the damage. It is 8 plus 4, so it's 12 damage
12. All right.
for the first hit. And then the second hit, that's a 23 and a 26, so that hits.
Yep.
Ugh, 2 damage for the second hit.
Oof.
Alright. That's okay, I did well on the first one.
Pretty wounded, but looking almost like his instincts are taking over as his companions are down, well, most of them are. A bit of fear begins to wash over his bulbous face and eyes as he quickly is looking around for a way out.
So the first strike comes across his body. The second strike cuts a little bit just under one of his eyes.
Okay. You see his slick flesh just open up and begin to ooze red blood.
I'm
Toads.
just gonna wry smile at him.
Toads are done. It is now Alokian's turn.
Okay, so guys, would a Lokian heal his hurting ally or attack the toad? What do you guys? Or attack the bullywug?
Heal.
Heal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So he will kind of skirt around here, and he will cast Cure Wounds on Belkin.
Well, Belkin or Kaz? Because I believe Kaz is more wounded than
Oh,
Belkin.
Kaz is really hurt too, aren't you? You are?
Yeah.
Okay, then he'll do that then, because
I'm
you're still
pretty-
in combat.
I'm pretty
Sorry.
fucked up right now and covered
fine.
in like acidic, like
I was not
frog
paying
juice.
attention. 7 to you.
All right, I'll take it.
Then actually he'll just go back. I guess he could do that, and it should be enough. And
then
he'll
strike at him.
yeah, strike at him with Baldrin's Gale. Advantage. Whoop. That one just got like stuck right there. Oh jeez. 25.
That
There you go.
hits.
Let's go, Alokian.
Can Alokian do it?
10 max damage. Oh, what the heck? We're gonna drop a smite on him too, just
Oh,
in case.
goodness. Okay.
That's 2d8, right? Level 1, correct? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Just to make sure he's done. 15 on top of that.
And because of the smite, the Bullywog falls to the ground. The divine energy just pulsing through his body and an explosion happening. You see bits of, as the blade does sink into his body, you see just bits just explode outward from his stomach as he falls to the ground. Belkin, it is now your turn, sir.
I'll use half my movement to get back up.
Okay.
And then I'll move other half. Move over here. And then bonus action dash to move 25 feet. Okay. Here, and then I'll hold the action. Attack
Alright.
action. And that'll be my turn.
The Bollywogs. These Bollywogs will try to catch up to you. Once again. Oh, I gotta make them fly because.
Goodbye. I'm gonna
Yeah.
die.
Yeah. Go off into the void. They get lost in the swamp. So they're gonna move just to flank you. Or, well, this first one's just gonna move there and then make 2 attacks against you.
Okie dokie.
Actually, he lets out a loud croak that kind of echoes across through the swamp, and you see both of these Bollywogs sort of hyping each other up. Gets advantage on his attacks for this turn.
Okay. he gets that anyways. So
They don't really know that.
yeah.
A 4 and a 19, so does a 25 hit your AC?
Oh yes, 25.
All right, so the first attack hits for, you have 8 damage, and need to make a strength saving throw. Second attack is a 16, I believe that misses, even with advantage.
Yes. It does.
So their Bollywog will up
Yeah, 25 for that save.
and make an attack with advantage. 19 versus your AC,
That's a miss.
and a 23 versus AC.
That's it.
You take 11 points of piercing damage and need to make another save.
Does 14 make it?
A 14 does make it.
Oh,
Barely. He almost
I have
pushes you to the
I have
ground.
advantage.
You have advantage on it, yeah,
20.
because of rating. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Keth, it is now your turn. As Keth, you guys can hear the sounds of battle and Keth roaring, the croaks within the swamp beyond, past a bit away from the Way of the Manticore and where the group of you are, but you still hear combat happening.
How much was that last damage? I missed that.
11.
11. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go and attack the one behind me, or like further away from the group. I'll attack that one.
All right. Yep.
First. So Clay, let me move over here so I don't roll into the abyss. I can reuse my dice.
Let's go ahead and kind of just shift back on, like, just move ourselves into the
that's
swamp.
fine.
That way we have a better view of just
Yes.
that rather than just water.
Would you work, please?
And we'll just say it takes a turn unless someone else has some crazy movement ability.
Oh, gosh darn,
get
that was
there.
an 11, and then the bullywog broke it. 10, that misses, I assume.
That misses.
Second attack. Oh my goodness. I want you to roll. Okay, there you go. 19. For that
19
one.
hits.
For 20 damage.
And you're attacking this one here?
Yes.
20 damage.
20 damage. And then he also gets the necrotic as well.
Alright.
On top of that. This is my first attack. Hit. 5 necrotic on top of that.
Taken.
Okay. And then hasted action attack.
Same one.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Trying to finish him off if I can. Oh. 18. Let me roll it again just in case. 18.
18 hits. Roll your damage. My goodness.
That is 27 points of slashing damage.
All right. And with that attack, you can see that Bollywog is barely standing. You see his eyes kind of closing. He's kind of stumbling about, bleeding profusely, but not quite down.
I'm gonna, with my bonus action, I will turn and kind of look at these guys. I'm actually gonna put my glaive away.
Okay.
I'm gonna get my claws, and I'm just gonna say, "Pray." That'll end my turn.
Okay. Kaz.
All right.
So they're currently probably about 120 feet away from the edge of the road. You wish to
Yeah.
try to get to them.
I can get 8 tiles this way. Perfect. I will go there. Why pick myself up? Okay. There we go. 8 tiles that way.
Okay.
And from there, total distance. Yep, still good. Firebolt
Well, they're so from where you are, because we moved them
Yeah.
back just to keep them on the thing. So add about another
Oh,
80
okay.
feet to where they are currently.
Gotcha. So they're not within 120 feet of me currently.
No.
Okay. Then I will use my action to dash.
Okay.
Another 8 tiles.
Yep. So that would get you within the 120.
Yeah. So about there. There we go.
They do have a bit of cover because there's a lot of trees and foliage and stuff that you will have to deal with once you make your attack.
That'll be it for my turn.
All right. Giant toads are done. A Lokian.
I forgot I was controlling a Lokian. Okay, he'll probably just dash anyways.
Okay. To keep up with the group.
Where's Lokian? He's right there. 6, 12. Okay, right about there. Who's looking worse, Belkin or Kaz right now? Belkin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on the wrong character sheet, that's why. With his spiritual. He'll go ahead and cast Healing Word on Belkin.
Okay.
9.
Nice.
With Ilmater's divine power, his prayers are answered and some of Belkin's wounds are healed.
Great.
It is now your turn, Belkin. So currently from where Kaz is, they're about 120 feet from that.
That's nice. I'm gonna go over here as long as you can do this. Right?
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Yeah.
It's going to take you some time to go through, but you can make it now if you wish.
Really.
Then we're going to go to the Bollywogs. That one's pretty wounded. The other one will make that same croak, and they seem to invigorate and build off of each other's excitement. So he still gets advantage regardless. 22 versus your AC for the first attack. And a 14. 22 hits.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first one hits, the second one misses. You take 6 points of piercing damage and make your strength save. Then while you're distracted, the other one will make an attack against you for 22 to hit. The first attack, and then the second one is an 18.
Okay, I got a 16 to hit, or 16 save.
That saves.
Okay, and then what was the first attack? 22, I think you said.
Yep, 22, so
that'll hit.
That'll hit. So that is 12 points of piercing damage.
Oh.
And then the 18.
That misses.
Okay.
At the moment, because I'm hasted.
Yep, and your strength save?
21.
21 passes. All right. The Bollywogs trying their best to attack you, but are unable to take you down. That will be the end of their turn. It is now your turn.
I'm going to turn to this one that is
severely wounded.
Start attacking. I'm going to start ripping into him with my claws.
Make your claw attacks.
Reckless.
All right.
Mm, 22.
That hits.
Or it's 8. $22 for 12 damage.
That takes him down.
Okay.
You just rip across his chest through his hide armor, and he falls to the ground, holding his chest, trying to keep himself together, and you see his eyes just close. He goes limp.
Kind of just take the blood and kind of look at it, and I'll turn to this guy behind me and attack him.
All right.
Second attack, reckless with claws. 16. to hit.
16 just hits.
Just hits. Uh, 9 points of damage.
All right, he takes it.
Hasted action attack. The claw. That is 19 to hit as well.
Okay.
For 8 damage.
Got it.
And then bonus action, right? Because it's
Yep.
Yeah. I'll throw a bonus action. 22. I don't know if that's right. I don't add my strength modifier to an offhand.
For the damage.
Oh, for the damage.
Unless you have the 2-weapon fighting, I believe.
Okay. So that'll be 5 points of damage.
All right. Takes it.
That will
Ripping,
be,
tearing, clawing. You take down one of the pollywogs. The other looks like he's ready to leave the battlefield at this point. Kaz, it is now your turn. Through the
Right.
brush and the trees, over the swamp, you can see Keth, as well as a pollywog that is still standing that he's facing off against.
I'm gonna move to get a better vantage point.
Okay. If you
And
move
then-
into any of the water, it's difficult terrain, so double movement. Otherwise, you can move along the rocks just fine. And if you
yeah,
go through
I'll
the
just stay up
yeah,
on the rocks
yep.
there. And then I will hurl a firebolt.
All right, roll an attack.
That's a 13 to hit.
13 misses. As they have a bit of cover, the bolt flies through, but by the time it gets to where the pollywog is, the energy of the magic and the flames are
right.
stifled by the brush and the trees.
All right.
Would you like to do anything else?
No, that's gonna
Okay.
be it for me.
Lokian.
Loki can keep moving.
Okay.
Slowly. I guess he can get up with
Yep.
Kaz, but that's still like 120 away, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Belkin, you're still searching.
Mhm.
So we're going to go to the last pollywog on the battlefield. I'll go ahead and make 2 attacks against you. Not at disadvantage. Not at advantage. Oh, wait. You did reckless, right? So at advantage. 25. That hits. Second one. 24. That hits. So the first attack does 6 points of piercing damage. Second attack does 10 points of piercing damage. And make your strength saving throw. So he tries to bully you onto the ground.
15.
15 makes it.
Okay.
He'll take a bonus action to make his leap. He gets a move 20 feet. He leaps over you, which does not provoke an attack of opportunity. And he'll move a little bit further away, trying to get away from you. As you say pray, you can see the primal fear overwhelm him. And that
Okay.
sense of the hunt continuing to grow inside of you.
All right.
Your
I'm
turn.
chasing him down.
Yep.
Pretty sure I can easily.
Yeah, you can get to him just fine. He didn't get too far away.
So I'll get to him and attack away. I'm just going to roll all the attacks since it's just him
Go for it.
with man-armed just to try to make things faster if I can. Maybe. All right. That's a natural 20.
Oh,
Start out
Oof.
with. I guess I don't need to roll twice for that one. 13 for the second one. Uh, 23 for the third one, and then bonus action.
Okay.
19.
So a 13 misses. The other
Okay.
ones hit.
So 2 hits. I'll
Two
just
hits.
do 2.
The 13 was with advantage on your roll
Mm-hmm.
because of
Yeah,
reckless.
I rolled the 11 as its
11.
advantage.
Gotcha.
Well, I rolled it for advantage for the 29, and then I rolled 13 and 12.
Gotcha. So 2 hits, and the first one's a critical.
First one's a critical. So, roll for me. Oh, okay. 12 plus, so that's 24 points of damage.
All right.
And then that bonus action hit.
Yep.
Will be less. 7 points of damage.
And just enough for your clawed gauntlets to rip through the backside of this Bollywog as he's trying to flee. You tear into its flesh and bone, reach inside, and your hands meet the spine of the creature, and you just rip it out as it just falls to the ground, begins to die. And with that, I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back, everyone. And we're back. So, the sounds of battle slowly in as the last death throes of the Bollywog lets out another croak as he dies, trying to flee from the huntsman. Left behind are bits, bodies, the large bulbous forms of the giant toads, as well as the remnants of what looks like some sort of caravan. No sign of horses, as the reins and the leather that bound them to the caravan cut. Belkin, you find that out as you're looking around the caravan itself.
Mm.
You see boxes and crates of different foods, as well as some other items. You also see a few humans armored with spears and swords, but long already past. The spirit leaving their body probably a few hours ago at the hands of what looks like, Lokin can tell you, these bollywogs and toads. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you're looking through.
I did before. I got a 22.
22.
Before the break.
Okay. As you're looking through the items and the things that are there, Keth, I'm assuming you grab the chest and begin to drag it back towards the road.
I'm gonna leave the chest. I think I don't really care about it.
It's gonna leave it in the swamp. It's gonna sink down.
I'm
to
just
the
joking. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna get the chest. So.
Keth
ran after.
grabs the chest and brings it back, full of mud and blood. He does bring the chest back, dragging it through the swamp to the group of you, while gathering around and looking through the items that are there. The chest does have a lock on it, but it is a wooden chest bound with iron. You don't find any key inside the caravan. As I said, you do find a bunch of vegetables and different fruits, sacks of grain, as well as what looks like some fine linens that have like dark dyes across them with orange colored designs. It definitely reminds you of some things that you probably have seen in Deirloon, as far as like trades that they would have had on the streets. You also find a fine leather mantle that's trimmed with a beautiful sable color along the edges. You also find in the remains of the cart that's there a portrait of a human man. Looks as though he's climbing the side of a cliff, up a mountain of some sort. It's well painted in a beautiful scene as the sun is kind of rising over that mountain that he is currently climbing. That's set with a rosewood frame and a black pearl at the bottom of it.
Mm.
There's also in a small case is a black velvet choker threaded with what looks like some sort of silvery shiny metal, well made and designed. And Keth, as you're bringing the chest over, you just hear the sounds of what sounds like a coin jingling amongst it, each other inside of the chest. And other than that, that's what you find that's there inside the cart, as well as Keth bringing over the chest, but it's currently locked.
Hmm. That's okay. Oh, I gotta take care of that.
Okay. You're going to go ahead and try to unlock it. Your thieves' tools, go ahead and make that roll.
I will try. Dexterity, right?
Yes, and if you're trained with thieves' tools, which I believe you are, you add your proficiency.
Hooray, so 20, D20 plus 11. Come on. Push it. You do it. Master's Hard. 29.
29. Right. This lock seems rather complicated, but for your skill, you're able to unlock it after a few minutes of trying. You remove the lock that's on it. It's very well made and crafted, as well as the chest itself.
Nice.
You just go. Do you go ahead and open it up?
I'll check for traps,
All
I
right.
guess.
Roll a perception check as you examine it, looking for traps.
Plus 7.
I can assist with trap hunting.
Okay. Roll at advantage.
Plus 7 with advantage. 24. 24.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't see any signs of any traps or anything like that on the outside of the chest, or any trigger mechanisms that are currently visible.
Yeah, I will open it.
Alright. You open it up, and inside you see a number of leather pouches lining the inside of the chest itself. You also see inside what looks like a very fine, thick leather belt that's trimmed with a bright orange fur. Fur itself looks like it's probably... Roll in knowledge nature.
Okay. D20 plus 2. 16.
16. It looks like it's actually made out of orange squirrel fur.
Oh my god, Logan's gonna try to make it alive. Oh my god.
And
Whoa.
each of the pouches seem to be filled with coin.
Nice.
Well, what do we find?
We found some coin. We got some nice leather here. Got a fancy with a painting. We might be able to fence. We got all kinds of stuff. Cause I think some of it does look kind of fancy, so maybe you might want to detect magic or identify. car as it.
Oh, yes, certainly. If you could bear with me for 10 minutes or so, I'd be more than happy to discern if there's anything magical amongst the lot. And I'll
You
set up
guys,
around
Uh,
you guys just want to take a short, like a short rest? Like, yeah, just want to hang out for an hour.
Oh, I guess we could do that. I was gonna say Loki can just cast it once a day for free. So if you want him to cast it,
Oh yeah. That's fine.
so you could cast detect magic real fast before.
Oh,
you
yeah, give her.
instantly.
do
So
that
he'll
then.
just cast that real fast.
He casts detect magic and begins to examine everything that you've found so far. There's two things that detects as magic: painting. In particular,
Interesting.
it's the black pearl that's on the
Mm.
bottom of the painting, as well as the squirrel fur lined belt that was inside of the chest. The painting detects as a divination, school of magic, and the the belt itself is enchantment.
Interesting.
He'll kind of look through the rest of the wreckage and see if he finds anything else.
Okay. None of the wreckage detects as magic. Everyone roll me a perception check as you're looking around through the things that's at the cart.
21.
20.
14.
All right. So, Kaz and Keth, beyond what you've seen there, these armored individuals that have look as though they've died, you do notice another form that's within the trees, not too far away, but laid out on the ground, a bit larger than the armored individuals, as they seem pretty athletic and muscular. This is more of a large, fat man that's has what looks like fine clothing on, and you see him slumped over in the brush in the trees. You do see a number of stab wounds in his back, and he's face down in the dirt.
Would appear as though this one had a bit of a rough time of it.
He's probably about 60 feet into trees.
Mm.
Not nearby
Perhaps
the...
looking
Or-
to make it escape.
Do the wounds look similar to how the other people died?
Roll me a medicine check as you go over and check it out. Or Locan can, if you wish for him to do it as well.
Yeah, just let him do it.
You can also check to see if there's anything magical on the body.
Yes, that too. Close this character sheet. Thought it was done. Get it open. Medicine, right? Oh, yes, good medicine. Ignore this roll. That's not it. Good. It was it. Just kidding. 24.
24. It definitely looks like the same wounds that the Bollywog's weapon would make. So this man is definitely dead and was stabbed in the back multiple times. It looks like he was knocked to the ground, and they just continue stabbing him until he was no longer moving. And he does take the time to detect magic, and he does detect magic on what looks like a silvery colored chain that's around his neck that has the symbol of the purple dragon knights hanging from it. That does detect as magic.
Okay. He would take the necklace and probably pick up the body or move the body over with the rest. I'm assuming a Lokian probably would want to bury these bodies.
Yeah, he would.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's easy enough to bury the body, especially within the swamp. But a Lokian probably would want to do a bit of a ritual and prepare them
Mhm.
for a real burial,
Mhm.
rather than just throw them in the swamp.
Yes.
So if anyone wants to help him take his time to try to bury the individual that died here.
Keth. No, Keth. I'm Keth. Cause you look at those items. I'll help him dig some holes.
All right. And I'll ritual cast identify on the 2 magic items.
Okay. Take you
There's
about
also
20
the
minutes.
necklace.
Yep.
The necklace now too.
So
There.
it'll take a total of 30 minutes to identify everything.
Yes.
All right, we have faces now and not a jumbled mess.
Superb.
Hey.
Yay.
Thanks for joining us. Now,
Yeah.
they did just find a squirrel fur lined, very finely crafted leather belt that was in the chest with some loot and some other things, a few dead individuals. But here we are.
Lokian, this appears to be made of squirrel. Could you perhaps bring the squirrel back to life?
I sure can. One of the many powers granted to me by Ilmater. Please hand me the belt.
But a moment, if I could. Just going to find out who it was. And I'll identify that as well.
All right, so the belt, as you identify that is a belt of giant strength.
So don't give it to Cass. Got it. Okay, good.
Keth. Apologies, Alokian. It looks as though this squirrel is a former acquaintance of Keth. And I toss the belt over to Keth. Do us a favor and put that on, would you?
All right. I'll put
Well,
it
if he's
on.
a form of acquaintance, of course he would want me to bring him back, so they could be present acquaintances.
Does Kaz know how much strength it gives?
19, is it? Or 21?
It's
That's Gauntlets of Ogre Strength is 19.
yeah,
Yes.
It depends on
Yeah,
the
it depends
giant.
on the rarity.
it is
Yeah, it does
uncommon.
depend.
Oh, it's uncommon.
I believe so. Let me double check.
The lowest one is rare.
I'm
and
wrong
belt
then.
of giant strength.
Oh, it's uncommon? The lowest one's rare.
And then the second lowest is very rare.
Give me the legendary one. Storm giant strength,
go ahead
right?
and go ahead and
Yeah,
give
man.
20.
Yeah.
Keth has
No,
been so weak this entire time.
it is a belt of frost giant strength.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Equip that shit.
I mean, if Lokian's okay with it, then
You're going to wear your friend?
I think Kaz was lying. I think this would help me be stronger.
Yes. Incredibly so. Have
Now
you
there's
ever heard
no
the
there's
stories?
no body of a squirrel, by the way. It's just
Yes.
fur.
Oh, no, I know.
Okay.
Probably so does a Lokian. Do you,
Very well.
a Lokian,
Wear
do you
your
want
dead friend.
here,
Disgusting.
a
Yeah,
Lokian,
what?
see if you
No.
can bring it back. And he's gonna hold out the
You
belt.
all heard the stories of the giants. Of fire, hill, frost, etc. No. Incredible beings. Massive. Able to shift, move, and destroy mountains in a single blow. Now, these frost giants are incredibly formidable. And this belt will allow our friend here the strength of a frost giant.
Nice.
So he can move mountains now.
Well, can certainly move a large boulder.
Well, feel like you've been exaggerating this whole time then.
Only a little.
Very
See,
well.
there's
Where,
plenty of
where your dead
physics
friend?
and mathematics that comes into play when moving a mountain. Keth's size, you see, doesn't increase. Thus, the initial point of impact when applying pressure to a large surface area is minimized. Thus, he'd be more likely to go through the mountain, you see, as opposed to. I just go off on a full-on tangent.
Great. After you're done speaking of this, would you like to talk lengthily about Ilmater?
Certainly, my friend. But first, this painting is of interest.
Mm.
What is the painting?
The painting is a scrying tool to be able to actually scry through the the black pearl
Mm.
that's there and communicate with the other side. So it's actually connected to something else similar to a sending stone, but it's actually not just audio but also visual. Not quite sure how it actually communicates without using it, but it does have a connection to something else out there.
Missing the other part.
Yep.
Missing the connection piece. All right.
Ooh, that's probably not good.
But can't you peer through it right now to see where the other piece is?
Perhaps, though I'm not familiar with how to utilize such a spell. Perhaps with some time, or Loki and Mater is able to assist you in looking through. For the interim, I do recommend, and I take the painting and I put it inside the bag of holding.
Okay.
Not allowing anyone who may or may not be on the other side to take a peek. Was it just the 2 items? My memory is failing me.
There was also a silvery colored thick chain with a symbol of a purple dragon that was found on the body of the finely clothed
Yes.
individual.
Purple Dragon Knight item. Got it. Right.
So that did detect his magic as well.
All right. And I will identify that.
That one is an amulet of health.
Cool.
Amulet of Health.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do?
It's a really good one. Oh.
So that one, the wearer's constitution score becomes a 19 while he's wearing the amulet.
Very good.
I feel like Kaz would really benefit from that.
I mean, whoever probably has the lowest constitution.
I have
the
that.
most.
My constitution is 14.
Yeah.
Mine. But I'll let you have it, because you also gotta do concentration checks.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So that would increase. You get 2 extra hit points for each level, though.
Oh, and I have
12
tough.
extra hit points. Yeah.
So yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
takes
very
my
good.
HP up to
We should get all this new stuff to Loki.
62.
We should. We really should.
Then send
I
him
have
off.
62 HP right
Wherever.
now. What is that? Half of Keth's?
62?
Yeah.
That's over half. You're doing pretty
Okay.
good.
All right. I'm doing pretty good for a wizard.
Yeah. That is
Now
This is
your
incredible.
constitution can't go above 19 by any other means, but
Don't even care. This changes everything.
Yes, that's very good.
but that's what you find.
All right. This is
Obviously, the armored individuals, they have half plate on. They have normal spears and short swords. But other than that, there's other items beyond the coins that's inside the chest. Now, no one's opened the bags to see actually what's inside, but take your time to go through that as well during your short rest
Heck
if you
yeah.
wish.
Yep.
Oh yeah, 100%. Also, if I have Keth's attention and no one else seems to be looking, I'm gonna pick up one of the spears and like shake it and then throw it
Throw it where?
away.
Just
Like,
throw it into
try-
the trees?
Yep, just huck it like 30 feet in a general direction.
Alright. Make an attack roll. Just roll.
Sure.
You're trying to wait. You're trying to see. You want me to see it? That's what you're
Yep.
saying. Or do you want me to pick up these spears and use them?
Just want to see if you fetch.
Nice.
The 25.
Alright, yeah, you throw it into the trees.
So I pick it up and wave it.
Good
He
throw.
actually did a pretty good throw.
Would you like me to throw you like that?
Oh, you are welcome to try, my friend.
So anyone that's helping, I'm assuming Belkin, count the coins over your short rest, which your short rest goes uneventfully, so feel free to spend any hit points that you need, healing, thing like that.
I will.
As you're counting through, you don't get through, well, I guess an hour, yeah. If you have help, you can get through all of it. But you find a total of 200 copper pieces.
200 copper.
8,000 silver pieces.
Oh my god, how are we gonna carry all this?
1,400 gold pieces inside the chest. Individually bagged, very well done, all separated out.
What were those numbers again, Belkin?
200 copper, 8,000 silver, 1,400 gold pieces.
Holy cow. That's a lot. That's a lot of money right there.
That's a lot of weight.
That's a lot of weight right there too.
You also find inside some of the bags, by the way, all of these coins, or Cormyrian coins, so they're lions and that sort of thing, they were minted from Cormyr. You also see there's actually a few inside of the bags, which was easier for you to count as well. There's a log within there stating where these coins have come from, as they've recovered them from the Symbian merchants from Symbia themselves. The merchant princes have traded their own coins back to whoever this individual was, to bring back to Cormyr. You also see in the log that this was being sent back to Soule. Let me get the name for you. Soule Maleg. And it has the royal seal of Cormyr on the log as well. SELMILEG.
Oh, good.
And you also see signed Royal Vizier.
Yeah, so, well, Vivier's name that seal my leg?
Yep.
Okay.
This is an interesting turn of events.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be keeping this stuff?
Oh, most assuredly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Finders, keepers, and whatnot.
Alokian is burying the individuals that had died here, well as saying prayers to Ilmater for their spirits and souls to pass on. But your time goes uneventfully beyond finding a large cache of gold goods and a couple items.
Indeed.
Did we? I spaced for a moment. Did we split up the coin?
That is up
No,
to
we
you.
Yes,
haven't yet.
if you want to.
Yeah, we can do that.
We can do that real fast.
And that's um, 50 copper per person, and then 2,000 silver pieces per person, and then let's see.
Keep in mind, 2,000 silver pieces is a lot to carry without any
Yeah,
magical means.
Yes.
we might need a car. Or
We can just take everyone's coin purse and throw it in the bag of holding.
Yeah, and then 350 gold
Yes.
per person.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
and
I got enough money to buy that crossbow you guys making me.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So after
What
splitting the
rage?
coin and counting, going through the things that are there, finishing the burial rites by Lokian, side of the Way of the Manicore, what do you wish to do now? At this point, it's probably about midday. Still a bit of a fog lingering. That darkness to the north is still growing and gathering.
Will we head in the direction of
In Monk's Blade, you're
Mus-
probably
Muscle?
about 2 hours away.
I say we finish our trek there.
I would agree.
All right. Everyone gathers their things and begin to head down the Way of the Manicore toward the east to Monk's Blade. Unless anyone wants to do anything else, your trek there is uneventful. Get there in a decent amount of time. You're tired from traveling through the swamps. Everybody's muddy, dirty. Some of you are bloodied, covered in acidic slime that's been seeping into your skin. But otherwise, you make it to Monk's Blade. You see there is a contingent of guard on the outside. To the gate that's entering, not the gate, but the open road that goes through the center of Monk's Blade. The trees here are still towering in the sky, making the area shaded pretty well. But inside the town, you see some movement as people are going in and out. The guard nods to you in acknowledgement and recognition as a group of you enter Monk's Blade. Even a few of them say, well, one of them in particular says, "Well done, glad you made it back." As if he recognizes maybe who you are. You begin to enter town, and there's still blood staining some of the streets. Still a somberness kind of lingering in the area. But as you make it to the town center, there's a group of people sort of gathering there. Where the battle took place, where you were, where the well, that sort of central area and cobblestone area where people gather for their trade and putting stalls out. There's people gathering in that space. You see what looks like, well, there's a bit of a crowd. Some people are still wounded. Some people you see tied, bandaged. Some of them have slings and braces on their legs. But all of them are in the center of town. Not everyone in town, but a number of people, wounded people, are gathered there. Some people are sitting near the well. Some people are sitting nearby. But in the center, you see a fairly well-dressed, for the most part, yellow and gold-scaled humanoid. The scales are somewhat translucent. He has a large fin that goes down his back, His chest and upper body uncovered as he has very large and thick muscles. Red stained cloths that wraps up both of his right and left arms. His maw is full of sharp teeth as he's speaking to the people around. Nearby him is also a cart. It's pulled by what looks like a couple donkeys. In the cart itself is very well packed crates and sacks and boxes. You can see him going from each of these individuals that are wounded. He has a censer in one hand that's burning incense that's kind of smoking off the air. You see dangling from his neck simple rope necklace that has a carved wooden pair of hands that are together in what looks like a ring. And wrapped around the wrist of that is also dangling red cloth in bindings. You see him going one by one, praying for those people that are wounded. And from time to time, as you watch, he does say a word of magic, and divine light leaves his hand and goes into the individual that looks probably severely wounded. And you see that person's wound slowly heal. That's what the group of you see as you enter Monk's Blade once again.
So I obviously immediately recognize this, right?
Yes.
I just walk straight towards him.
Okay. His back is somewhat turned toward you as he's saying a prayer to Ilmater. Your wounds. Time. Suffering that you're dealing with now is unfortunate. And if it's within Ilmater's power to take it from you, well. As he releases his hand, he finishes praying, takes a step back and bows low toward them, putting his hands together.
So I'll approach him from behind, and I'll just...
He is what appears to be a draconic humanoid as well.
Okay. So I roughly place my hand on his shoulder and squeeze, but not in a mean way.
Okay.
Just in a friendly greeting kind of way.
He kind of
And I'll
turns
say,
and looks over his shoulder. He smiles.
That is right. Ilmater will take this suffering from you, and for it you will be greater.
Smile grows even more. Indeed. And who are you?
Well,
Do you have your holy symbol visible? Any?
Yep.
Okay. As he does examine
Spells
you for a
visible.
moment, smile grows even. Ah, a follower.
Devout one at that.
It's very fortunate that you were. These people, indeed, suffering.
And they have been for some time. We, and by that I mean my friends and I, have been here for some time.
He looks beyond you, toward your companions, seeing the dirt and the mud and everything that you see a bit of sympathy wash over his face as he's watching you.
We've been here for some time helping these people. Between a botchery and a recent attack, we set out to find those that would do them harm and put an end to them, to put an end to their suffering. All in the name of Ilmater.
Interesting. He looks around at everyone that's there. This is why I'm here.
Were you sent?
Yes. We must
By whom?
speak.
Well, of course. I believe there's much to discuss. It's been some time since I've come across another of Ilmater's children.
Indeed, brother. There's...
Well, you...
I don't... To keep any more suffering from happening, perhaps we should talk in a more private area. Looks around and...
Yes, I have a room. Would you like to go to the room?
Sure.
You don't have a room.
By all
You
means.
can use mine.
He looks out towards the crowd. It is time for Ilmater to guide us even further through the suffering and loss that all of us have taken. We'll learn from it, we'll grow from it, and we'll become stronger. Even as our bodies break, we'll grow and become one. Ilmater, please, see to your wounds, see to your people, see to your families. I know we all have lost much, but Ilmater will guide us, and I assure you that is why we are here to help. Lead the way, please.
Of course. And I'll lead him to the inn that we've been to.
Okay. So, does everyone, I'm assuming, go along with dragon creature as well as a Lokian toward the flaming dagger inn?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keth will definitely be he'll be very cautious, just because of the dragon in nature that this guy
Okay.
is. Just with the colt.
You see, he goes over to the cart where the donkeys are to lead them down the road, following you.
When we do enter the inn, I just want to keep an eye out and subtly place the location of the dagger again. Just so I know where it is and whether or not it's been moved.
So when you get to the flaming dagger inn, the hostess that you met before, the female, is behind the counter there, not at the host stand as people are entering. You do not see Tolan there, but she says, "Hello again. Good afternoon.
Yes.
Your rooms are ready. Tolan made sure to tell me once you returned. Hold them for you."
Thank you. That is very kind. Oh, also, I would have prestidigitation and cleaned myself up before entering.
Okay.
Just because I need to keep the rich guy ruse up.
Okay. So the scales of this draconic being are less chromatic or even metallic, but almost seem crystalline in nature. They have somewhat like of a translucent color to it. You can't see all the way to his flesh, but see into them just very slightly. They're very shiny, almost like glass. They're yellowish gold color. He leads the donkeys to Flaming Dagger Inn and hitches them to a post there. He holds himself very proper, very trained, and walks very silently along the way, following the group of you inside. He nods to the hostess and follows you. As you do enter, the hostess does stop the group of... he also said those of you that were staying in the barracks area, she reaches out and slides each of you a key. You have your own room whenever needed.
But we made so many friends.
Indeed, you have. She kind of
Well,
smiles.
I'll grab the key. It's good timing, at least. We would like some privacy. Fellas, if you don't mind, will be just a few moments.
Of course. Catch up with your friend. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, child of Ilmater.
And yours as well. What is your name?
I am Kazuha Kairahara. And you?
I am Brother Harden.
All right,
Pleasure.
enough of that. Let's go.
And I'll make my way to my room.
Okay. Each of you go to. Do you go with Alokian or do you go to your respected rooms? Check out what they've provided for you.
My room.
Cause you still have the same room.
Mhm.
Everyone else has not. You're not in the bunkhouse. You don't even have one of the common rooms. You have one of the higher end rooms. Each of you. It has wash basins. It has the normal accommodations, the normal things that you would normally get in the common room, as well as a more comfier bed that's probably about a queen size. So anything you might need, there's actually fresh fruit inside there, prepared, ready for you to eat if you do that sort of thing. Otherwise, it's a lot more comfortable than in the other spaces that you've so far been in. Alokian, where do you lead Brother Harden to?
To whatever room they just gave me.
Okay. He follows you, and there's a desk inside there, armoire, as well as a dresser, chairs, small table. He steps inside and humbly looking around. It seems Ilmater provides for you, sure.
Well, he definitely takes away some of the suffering of an adventurer. One that is doing his bidding, I suppose.
May I sit?
Please.
And he moves over to the table, sits down, places his hands on his lap, his palms clasping each other. Tell me, I've just arrived this morning. This place is definitely one of the places that are suffering. I fear there's more. You said you've been here. How long?
Not too long, a few days maybe.
And what has happened? An orc raid.
So much. An orc raid for sure.
They were just coming
That
to
is-
pillage then?
Oh, I believe it goes deeper than that. Don't believe this was just a random act of violence and a way for them to get supplies. They seem to be taking people, kidnapping them, and using them for some sort of ritual.
A ritual.
Yes. You see, before we came to this town and helped defend against the orc raid, we had stumbled across some other orcs doing some kind of dark arts ritual near a tree, a dead large tree. And while we couldn't make out exactly what they were doing, it seemed evil in nature. I believe the people that they are taking from this town, or took, will be used in some sort of dark ritual like that.
And you said how do you know they're doing it?
Well, why else do you kidnap people? Surely not to make friends with them.
Well, there could be a number of reasons why.
Yes, including sacrifice for a ritual.
Absolutely, could be one.
You see, we stumbled across where they were keeping them. Well, they were keeping them prisoner. And we defeated most of them. And there was evil seeping from the tree, tentacles.
He
They
kind
were just-
of pulls his head back as he's listening intently. He's watching your demeanor. He's watching. You can tell, like he's intently trying to gain whatever he can, whatever knowledge from your body language, from the way you're talking, trying to suss out the words you're saying. Evil seeping from a tree.
Yes, tendrils, tentacles. Something dark.
Where was this? Was it
In the
within
forest?
So not the vast swamp then?
Yes, the vast swamp.
Oh. Kind of looks off. This is not good.
No, not very good at all. That's why we've been trying to help and take care of this situation. As you can imagine, it's a tall order.
What happened after the evil seeped from the tree?
Well, it started picking us up and trying to bring us down into there. It was trying to take one of our friends. Unfortunately, most of them did not make it. So we went down into the tree. It went down into a tunnel. And we followed.
You went in.
Yes, of course.
What was
Wouldn't you?
inside?
Well, like I said, a tunnel. We went down and followed it.
It's just that, a tunnel into the earth.
Seems to be.
Brother,
Yes.
I believe, well, the revered sister, Savan, believes that there's a darkness that is growing. And it's not just here. I'm one of many that were sent out. Many of the broken ones that have been sent and tasked to find information of an omen, a warning. Ilmater has revealed this to the revered sister.
He has spoken to her.
Yes, in his own way. We're seeking clues and anything that we can find to stop this. There's a darkness that is coming. Many suffer, many beyond what I already have. The revered sister believes that if this darkness is unleashed, the creatures that lurk below will lurk above.
I believe this to be true. I know it to be true. I've seen it with my own eyes. She is correct,
Tell me,
and Ilmater has spoken to her.
was there any divine powers that this ritual was focused on?
Not that I remember. No. The only divine power I felt there was myself.
And when I say divine, I don't just mean Ilmater. I mean also the darker side of the divine inner beings.
Can't say for certain, but it sure felt like that in my heart.
So it's possible.
Some sort of darker god. Entirely possible.
I was tasked to come here about 3.5 months ago. I finally arrived this morning. And from what I see, there is definitely something going on. And now that you are here, and what you've seen, and as a follower of Ilmater, in my heart I also believe something terrible is coming. And it's not just here. Before I left, there was rumors of dark clouds growing different places on Toril. That was just within the region of Damara, where the Monastery of the Yellow Rose is. And if this power is coming this far, together. The followers of Ilmater need to come together to make sure that we stop any suffering happening. Tell me, how far along are you in your training?
Very.
Where's your focus?
What do you mean? Where is my focus?
He looks at you again, examining you. Ilmater has blessed you with his gifts.
Yes.
And what are you doing here? As there's no brothers or sisters for miles. What
Precisely why I'm here.
has guided you this far?
Faith. Suffering has guided me here. I've followed a path of pain, turmoil. I've come across suffering at every step I've taken.
You hurt.
We all hurt.
How deep is the wound?
Speaking in riddles.
What is your motivation? Beyond.
To end suffering.
And how do we go about that?
At the source.
The source. Yes. Do we know the source yet?
any and all who cause suffering.
And you wish to keep those around you from suffering.
Yes, of course. Although, I will admit, I have failed in doing so on more than one occasion.
How so?
I've lost friends along the way. Friends very dear to me.
Because you lose, you fail? Because those that... your companions?
Because I failed to protect them. That was my duty. That was my role in this body of people. I was meant to protect and heal, and instead they suffered and died.
But how did they die? What doing? Where were you? You were doing, I assume, exactly what you were meant to do. Exactly what you were sent here to do.
I believe so.
If it
Yes.
was not for the loss and pain, what you've uncovered so far would have not been revealed. I believe we need to talk in length about your experiences so far that you've seen. Ilmater has guided you to this point. He's guided you here. He's guided me here. He's guided us to cross paths. Even though your friends had suffered, some of them no longer with you. Those steps along the way are meant for more than just the individual around you. I understand that. But we do not do what's to be done. In this darkness covers Toril, there will be more than just our pain. Are needed. Your calling has brought you. Your companions have brought you here and now. Take the pain you have. Carry it. Tell me, what is your full name?
A Lokian shadow spirit.
You are a light that will fight this darkness. You already begun. You have not failed. You are needed. Your calling has brought you here. Ilmater has brought you here. He kind of looks down. It's interesting. I've always, and he looks back up to you. I've always followed my path. From time to time, I'd question, why? What is my purpose? My purpose is for this moment. There's something much bigger than you and I. And if we're going to stop it, to cast a large net, your companions, they're a part of this just as much as you are. To grow this network. So, the Lokian shadow spirit. I have to think on this, but I think I know what we must do.
Very well.
We need you and your people. We need to start a connection. Yes. I need you to come with me.
You need us to come with you?
Your connection with your companions. Tell me. You seem very passionate about it.
Yes, I am.
How long have you been with them?
Well, Kaz I've been with for quite some time. Belkin too.
What is their
The other
skill
one.
sets?
Belkin is quite handy with the crossbow and sleight of hand. The other one with the blade, he's pretty much useless.
Does it look and smile?
Yeah,
I see.
Basically doing the same thing.
Do any of them have connections? When I say
Belkin.
that, Belkin.
Belkin has a large network of family. I believe that could be useful.
Yes.
He also seems to be able to talk to other thieves and sticky hand folk.
That could work too. Need information.
Kaz. Well, I don't know if Kaz has any connections. Maybe. His family seems to live in the Feywild, so I don't know how much help that could be.
Okay.
Or if he even knows them. His past seems pretty mysterious and vague. As for the half-orc, I believe he is lost. He has a connection with wolves. So if you need wolves,
There's a thing about predators. They know how to hunt, sniff out prey, and other predators.
yes, he's pretty good at that. He has a large nose.
And he fights well with you, your companions.
Well, he fights well, yes. His teamwork, probably not his strong suit, but
When a bloodhound gains scent, it follows it till it finds where the prey is.
yes, he would make a great hound. I agree.
He doesn't fetch.
What if I asked you, Alokian, to come back with me to the monastery? Share what's going on so that we can uncover the truth behind all of this.
Do you mean by myself?
Can use your companions here to cast this net. They can start the network here. If they have friends and connections beyond that, we can grow it. We have means to communicate far distances.
You would have me leave my companions.
For a time.
And
I believe this is what it's meant to be.
Ilmater needs me back at the monastery, huh?
Something larger than what we see here. As this is happening, then more than just here. So far, I've heard of 6 instances. The darkness that's rising up from the earth. But what's strange is the other instances are not because of an orc ritual. Or other cults. Some of the dragons. Some of terrible necromancy, cultist, even stretching as far as they.
Very well.
We're trying to gather anyone that has this information. The monastery. So we can try to uncover and reveal what an Ilmater is trying to show us. Personally, that's not within my ability. I'm a hand, not a mind.
Understand, I am a sword and shield of Ilmater. If I am needed at the monastery, then that is where I shall go. Ilmater comes first, always.
Smile. You've never failed, Ken.
I have a request.
Okay.
We wait till the middle of the night to leave.
Why?
Couldn't possibly say goodbye in person.
Let me ask. Do you think your sudden absence not cause them pain, suffering? But also have to tell them that we need them. Be reaching out to them.
We will leave a note with all the information that they need and the resources in which they can acquire what they need.
I have brought with me supplies and resources.
Yes. We can leave them on the bed of my room, along with the note. When they come looking for me for breakfast tomorrow, they will find it all.
Very well. Do you wish to spend the night with them then? Some time.
Well, We'll see how it plays out.
Very
Don't
well.
want to give away too much information.
I understand. I will prepare for the evening. Write your letter to them. I will bring in some things to leave behind as well.
Very well. I'll meet you outside
Lokian,
when it is very late.
Shadow Spirit. You were born to fight the darkness. He stands, bows. I'll take my leave now. I'll be waiting. And he leaves.
Yes.
Everyone else taking their time in their rooms, preparing for the evening. And I think for tonight, that's where we'll leave tonight's session. Till next time. We thank all of you out there in the stream for hanging out with us tonight. And again, feel free to join us on Friday for our brand new D&D game. It's going to be very interesting. A lot of cool characters, and I think it's going to be pretty fun. Otherwise, we'll see you on Monday or over on YouTube. Y'all have a good night.